I don't really know how to explain this properly, but my sense of humor is an acquired taste. Let's put it that way, okay? A lot of people just I am not their cup of tea. And as much as, yes, I criticize Chantal, I genuinely care what happens to this person. You know what I mean? I'm so invested at this point. God, I don't take the low blows. I don't go for weight and like stupid shit like that.
Still a pretty hand.
Says your mom. Again, with you, I would say it's a face only a mother could love, but your mother didn't. And she dumped your loser ass at your grandmother's house to have a clinically depressed woman who spent all day in bed raise her daughter because nobody else wanted to. Your mom wanted to go around charmooting, and your father wouldn't be trapped by your ugly ass and doesn't even introduce you to your own brothers. What the do you think that means about you? I know my brother, bitch.
Stop stalking people online and go help your mother who is very ill.
They act like it's normal to hate you until someone from their past comes out and tells us they were a psychopath all their life, like a brother. Oh, did her brother really say that? That's funny.
Well, she is a complete master. It doesn't hurt that she's a goddamn fucking sociopath that has no empathy or feelings to begin with. Totally understandable though, because for someone with a normal range of emotions, it isn't fathomable. I'm not being used. I was exposed by her a long time ago. That's why I posted on Twitter almost 2 years ago. I'm not part of this whole subculture. I have no sides. I speak for myself. My sister's actions led me to getting doxxed on Kiwi F. She is now friends with the people who burnt me. You think this is new? You think I would be calling my sister out because this is something new to me at almost 40 years old? This has been going on since I was a toddler. She has goddamn antisocial personality disorder and is tinkering on sociopathy. Open your eyes.
Chris Feldman, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the myth, the legend. Charlie, are you seated? Is Charlie seated? When you see this back, okay, and when you want to post a screenshot of me and call me ugly or whatever, and point out whatever you want to point out, just make sure that you note that your brother is using your emojis when you do it. All right.
Okay. Next was Yaba commenting on my recent weight gain. Hey. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Live from Court. It's Salty Fries.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Hold on. I just need to finish preparing something that I was preparing before we started. I'm going to be super diplomatic about this and say, ma'am, talking about other people's weight gain while you stream peanut style without showing your face. Just, I don't know. I openly yesterday when you said that. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty funny to me.
When you do your little screenshots of me on camera, just make sure you got that right there included. All right. I love it so much. Chris, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you.
You should know better than me. You are beyond fucked, and you did it all to your damn self. I think it's also sick that you're trying to convey ass backwards messages to me through my own mother. I don't even really think you care about her deep down. That's why I asked you in the car. And since you are genuinely very close to sociopathy, if not a fully blown one, your ability to empathize is so low, you don't even feel the room well or feel people's feelings. You're not even able to really feel how mom feels. I don't think you really understand how she feels inside. As you sit there laughing with your sick little message about seeing blank, I'm not doing well while you're almost fully blown borderline psychopathy. You're stalker, you sociopath, you lie and manipulate in every single situation from family, continued. Everything you say is a projection, not only to me, half the things you say to women you stalk obsessively is a pure projection, as if you're looking in a mirror. But you've gone way too far multiple times now. You are so disgusting, even in a time like this, your sociopathy has no bounds, and you are going to pay the price. When you're this evil, life has a way of fucking you over, and it's more than just karma. You're right there. Trust me, you're right there. And actually, by being obsessed, narcissistic, Machiavellian, your obsession is about to implode on itself. No one even has to do a goddamn thing to help it's imploding now. Rat fuck. So basically, after I messaged you about dropping the shit on the floor like an enraged madman, continued.
Damn.
And I was just getting to the point where you share screens and stuff, and suddenly yesterday I had to like literally figure it out all on the fly, and I'm just too old for the shit. I had class all day. Whoa.
The answer to number 3, was your sister ever studying accounting or an accountant? The answer is no. The answer is no.
I'm not somebody you want to have beef with. It's bad optics. You see what I'm saying? This is part of keeping that energy. And so you got to respect it.
Yo, chow, this P. I'm uptown right now. I'm on my way to the West Bank to put a twist on this thing, you heard? Oh, oh yeah, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh yeah, Now I don't mean to sound rude, baby, I hurt you nothing. I want an independent woman if she working with something. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. See, got a lot, but I can work with her. Want a big fine woman with some pop, 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 with some twerk, twerk, with some pop, 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 with some twerk, pop, pop, twerk, pop, pop, twerk, pop, pop. Bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down. Turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down, 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 touch your toe, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, up and down, touch your toe, up and down, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty, touch your toe, bounce your booty, up and down, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, now 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 work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, now 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 work with her. Walk with it, now work, 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 walk with it, now work. Your booty out, now work, walk with it, 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 now work, walk with it.
Hello, guys. Happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. To anyone watching during real time, thank you so much for being here. To anyone watching during playbacks, I appreciate you, no matter the opinion. To all my channel members and patrons, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to my mods who are always here holding me down, just know I always appreciate you. Now, let me say this off the top of the stream because I know when the topic is FFG, it's not the most popular opinion. Unless it's something crazy problematic, mods let people talk they shit. Yeah, know how I get down. Let people pop they shit. Because no one stops me. And they can't. Baby, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. One of my favorite things about people I dislike is watching their words age poorly. Like, really bad. With that being said, I recall FFG rightfully, to be clear, rightfully dragging the dog shit out of Chantal because she was chasing Natter over being present and supportive for her family. Her grandmother who was dying, her grandmother that she said meant so much to her. Yes, rightfully, FFG dragged the dog shit out of her. Many people did, myself included. So imagine my surprise when one of FFG's brother's tweets is him directly responding to her, asking her to get offline and help with their dying mother. I'm like, why would he need to ask that? Like, that's an obvious. Another thing, being an addict does not mean you're a terrible person. Being an addict doesn't mean you can't fight those battles and overcome them. However, with the language that FFG uses, I was surprised to read her brother tweeting about her being on hard drugs. I don't know if she is currently. Sometimes with her behavior, I believe she is, but I have no proof in that. But when I saw those tweets, I was like, wait a minute. FFG used to be on hard drugs. I thought she just did weed, but what was the drugs? Because when I sit back and think about it, I was just like, I could see it giving meth. I could see it giving meth. Coke, I could see, but what's the rate of people eating through Coke? Like, I really don't know. I know you can eat through Coke. I just don't know like the percentage. So that's why I was just like, it's giving meth. I could see it being meth. But what we're gonna do today is go over some tweets, some private messages that FFG's brother posted. And then we are going to revisit some older clips, some things that just did not age well. And I think I haven't covered FFG in like a couple of weeks. So much has been going on. But I feel like Aunt Tammy coming through really laid the foundation and understanding of why some family look to have a platform. Some family members look to speak on social media, especially when the family member who happens to be the content creator is a nasty, toxic, disgusting piece of shit. Amberlynn has Aunt Tammy, FFG has her brother. And let me be clear, when this account first came around, everyone knew to ignore it because in our minds, at least in mine, I'm like, this is fake. Like, there ain't no way in hell a Reactor's family member is coming forward to speak. Like, please. And then when it was verified, triple verified, quadruple verified, I said, oh. So please know, when Chris, FFG's brother, tweets, I'm paying attention. I may not interact with him. I just like to sit back and observe, screen record, make sure I can match certain things to, things that just don't age right. It's just like, ugh. And before we get into some of these tweets, some of these text messages, the reason for the poll, there's a few reasons. Chris, FFG's brother, is the one who entered this space. No one went after him. He entered this space all on his own, looking for a platform, looking for a place to vent about his disgusting sister. If this was Chantal's sister, many viewers would be eating this up. Why? Because Chantal's a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit. It's no different with FFG. The reason I'm going to make sure I follow this and give a voice to his words is because I also think FFG is a piece of shit. I could have seen the tweets and just kept scrolling, moved on to something else, but no, I'm going to take the time screenshot, screen record, connect to certain things, and amplify it. Why? Well, FFG's actions. We wouldn't be where we are today if FFG didn't spend so long trying to throw false narratives out there about me and lie about me. All in the name of what? What was the reason? Can anybody answer what the reason is? I know after all this time, you still can't figure that out, right? Because anytime she tries to speak on it, she has to lie. And FFG, because she's, running out of ways to criticize me, one of her criticisms is, oh, she's going back to old stuff. Keep in mind, retro reacts is a thing around here. She's touching on old things. Well, even though I'll be touching on some old things today, I would like to start with recent things from this month. Because her brother, Chris, is active, talking, tweeting, answering people. So I'll start off with things from this month. How about that? See, look at that compromise that I'm giving. And I don't even have to give her that. You see that compromise? You want something recent? I'll give you recent. And it's coming from your own brother. God damn, I'd hate to be you, bitch. I love that for me. So let me get started with the tweet, though. From when FFG's brother was telling her to get off of Twitter, which was confusing to me because I'm like, originally, I'm like, this is definitely a troll. Ain't no way somebody's going to choose reacting to Chantal over being there for their mom. Like, please be for real. Wasn't a troll. And he's actually vented about this a few times. And I want you to take a look at not that there will ever be an excuse, to be clear, but I want you to take a look at what FFG was reacting to that day. There will never be a stream that I can think of where a reactor can choose content on Chantal over being there for their family, especially if their mom's dying from cancer. But let's just pretend for a second there was something crazy. Like something crazy where the reactor is like, just give me a few hours, I'll get to you. Just give me a few hours. This is my escape. Maybe it was that. And then I went back to the day that he tweeted that because I'm like, what was she reacting to that day? What was even going on that day that could possibly come before your mother, who is ill from cancer? First, let's take a look at Chris's tweet. And he tweets. When he finds a time, one thing about Chris, he's going to tweet back to back. He answers people, talks to people. Again, I haven't engaged, but Chris going to talk. So this deleted post here was Chris responding to the content, FFGs. Stop stalking people online and go help your mother who is very ill. For those who don't know, that is FFG's brother. He doesn't have his Twitter locked down, none of that. He's very open and he talks all the time. Well, when he has time, because sometimes he'll go a few days without tweeting. Because yes, I follow closely. So in my mind, I'm like, what could have been so important that day? Like, did she think the gas station footage was being released that day? Like, what could be so important that her brother got to be on Twitter asking her to like be there for their sick mother? It was about when Chantal was trying to water fast for about 40 days. That is from June 17th, 2023. That is what took priority over FFG's family. If this was Chantal, what would your opinion be? Because we watched it. FFG criticized Chantal for literally chasing dick over being there for her grandmother. FFG was chasing Chantal. FFG made YouTube a priority, which is very interesting. Very interesting. The hypocrisy is funny. It's sad, obviously, because I can only imagine the resentment and everything that her brother is dealing with, because I think it's one of the reasons he vents. The truth is, same with Aunt Tammy. Is this a platform to do it? No. But there's going to be people to listen. And there's a lot of points he's made. And there's a lot of things he said in the past that actually ring true today. Even criticism that a lot of people have had of FFG for a while. And for when the time comes, I will be seated to hear him tell his story. I ain't gonna be here rushing nobody. When the time comes, the time comes. But I've been more than ready. And above all, that recording, because let's not forget, hashtag, when did BBJ pass away? BBJ's dead. When did BBJ pass away? Let's take a look at some other tweets. Here's the thing, very cute. I don't know if she was live the whole day, but when I went to go, I know afterwards she was live, but when it comes to that stream specifically, I went to click in and like pretty much just see what it was about and kind of get an idea. I did stop on a comment that pretty much said like, thank you FFG for going live again today, or going live. Pretty much what the tweet, not the tweet, what the comment was saying is that it wasn't FFG's first time being live that day. And the problem with tracking that, especially when it comes to FFG, if you go to her channel, you'll notice there's a lot of live streams. There's a lot of live streams missing because FFG has deleted a lot off of her channel, especially when I think she realized people were catching on to her lies and connecting them together. She deleted a lot, but she was smart enough to delete under the guise of Natter striking creators. When the truth is, many of us have been struck by Natter. The truth is, you just submit your information. It takes a couple of weeks and you're good. Your content's right back up. But the amount that she deleted does not equal what Natter would have been striking. But FFG is also used to just speaking, lying, and having viewers believe her. I would have never started paying attention to FFG that closely if she wasn't going around like spreading mad lies about me. I can see in action in a creator that even I used to fuck with, they do something I don't like, and I just step to the side. I don't got to make no announcements. Baby, that's all you. I don't need to announce everybody I fall out with or someone I no longer, have respect for. But FFG went about it so differently. I chose, I'm going to actually pay attention to you. Because what you're doing is wild, and there's a reason you're lying this much. So I started paying attention, thankfully. So I started downloading a lot. So when you see me cover clips or live streams that are no longer on her channel, it's because I started a long time ago. I just obviously didn't announce it because that would be stupid. When there's lying pieces of shit like FFG, manipulative pieces of shit, the last thing you let them know is what you're doing. You stay quiet. And I'm a patient bitch. Mira, thank you so much for 46 months. Thank you. Hey, y'all, I'm glad to catch you live. I'm happy you're here. I appreciate you. And please, y'all know there's going to be angry Chinians out here. Please engage with the content. Leave a comment when the stream is done. If you enjoy any part of the stream, please leave a like. But thank you, Mira, and thank you for 46 months. Thank you. Caitlin, thank you for 5 months. Hiding in my office at work, listening to this. Love you, Charlie, and all the crazies in the Discord. Love y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Discord, baby, you been seeing Discord? Ooh. One thing about me, I know when I take a leap on something and when it pays off, Discord is like my happy place. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who participates in Discord. I appreciate y'all. Denise, not you asking about Discord. Hi, Queen. Can you help me with Discord? There is a tutorial in the description that should help you walk you into it. If that doesn't get you into the Discord, like following that tutorial, because even I had issues, just DM me on Twitter if you don't mind. Not Mr. FFG. Drag her in them 20 chins. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. If I'm being real, it ain't really me dragging her. It's her own family. It's her own family. And thank you. Paw Patrol, short or not, Charlie, you are a boss bitch. Thank you. Thank you. So for today's height, maybe I should start doing that, giving a height every stream. So for today's height, I'm feeling confident that it's giving 5'11. 5'11. So thank you, Paw Patrol. I appreciate you. Clunka, my boo, thank you. I paused my baddies binge for this. Cheers. You better get right back to it afterwards because we got some other stuff to watch tomorrow in Discord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Danny, love the eyeshadow color. Oh, thank you. Of course, because I need a reminder. Thank you so much, Danny. I actually use this palette. Y'all have seen it before. The Magic Mini by Juvia's Place. I used Aja. I hope that's how I say it. Aja. As you can see, it's well loved. It's one of my favorite shades. Because sometimes I like dark eyes when I know what I'm about to deliver. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I should mention, it's the Magic Mini by Juvia's Place, Magic Mini. And there's some other stuff that I'll be trying out. There's this one look I'm trying before I have it like on stream. Because I'm like, I need to start stepping out a bit. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But yeah, thank you, Danny. Chloe Diva, my husband heard the intro song and said, uh-oh, who is Charlie dragging today? And you look gorgeous, by the way, the lips. Thank you. Oh, I never really tell y'all about my lips like that. Thank you. And I always have it right here. I lined with my favorite liner from Ami Collet, the Midnight. Great for anyone with deep skin. Peach Please from Mented in the center. It rubs off because I talk a lot. And then I went in with Peach Crisp Gloss from NYX. And then I lined with the Nima 10 collection, her gloss with Dose of Colors on the outside. But again, I talk, so it ends up blending. But the initial look be given. You know what I'm saying? It'd be given, but you know me. This will be dried out within 15 minutes. But thank you, boo. Cappuccino intro gave paper clips tall Charlie. Thank you. No, my favorite clip when I was putting it together, because listen, I love putting my intros together. I love putting clips together. I like to have a visual for viewers to see what we'll be getting into. But when I had the old clip of FFG being, annoyed with Yaba mentioning her weight gain, and then just to put those two together side by side to see where we are today, it's just like, girl, not only is she on camera, she be on camera with your brother as a member and popping his shit in her chat. Actually, let me make sure I show y'all. Let me show y'all, because I was seated. To be clear, when I was watching Yaba that day, I was seated just to, just watching content. I knew she'd be covering FFG. I'm seated, especially when it comes to that stream that FFG had with Shannon. So I'm just seated, minding my business. And then I saw FFG's brother join Yaba's membership. I said, oh, this is what we're doing? Hold on. I'm gonna get the screenshot for y'all, because when that happened, I was in shock. And the icing on the cake for me is Yaba looks good. I said, oh, this is the petty I like. Hold on. That is FFG's brother joining memberships on the 1st of this month. You see how that's recent? That's not from 4 years ago. That's recent. FFG has been asking for recent. That is FFG's brother joining membership, and I made sure to get a nice screen grab. Y'all see Yaba's hair Y'all see that? Don't it look moisturized? I know FFG can't relate. Don't it look good? Oh, it looks shiny too. When I saw that, I said, oh, bitch. And this is me being completely real, just as real as I can be. If one of my siblings is talking to my ops, I'm just going to pull up on you. You're not going to get a response from me online because I'm on my way to their house because what the fuck you doing? Bitch, we don't even get down like that. What's your issue? Bitch, we could just square up. You in a chat of my ops and you're talking shit about me? Your blood? Bet. Cause baby, let's look over some of the things that FFG's brother, and I just want to repeat this, and yes, I will be repeating myself. Chantel's sister has never even done this. Do you know how much of a piece of shit you have to be for your family to take this avenue? Oh, yes, we do, because we have been witnessing it with Aunt Tammy. Let me get the screenshot of him popping his shit in Yaba's chat. I said, oh, sir. Oh, sir. We got a lot to say. We got a lot to say. Let's see. Look at this shady mess. Hold on. Look at this shady mess. Chris, FFG's brother, said, from 8 evictions to laughing at poor people. Ow. Hold on. That's the job of strangers on the internet. But he said, no, I got shit to talk. Let's not forget this one right here, where he was using FFG's emojis in Yaba's chat. FFG's emojis. It's not that he even had something to say. He said, you know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to speak. I'm going to be present. And I'm going to pop my shit. I'm going to be petty about it. I love pettiness. I love pettiness. Again, from a distance, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. But another interesting thing he said in Yaba's chat that day, again, earlier this month, Chris said, up until 3 years ago, my mom would even ask me to not tell my sister about my salary or trips that I was taking because she was too jealous and broke. Imagine calling people broke. Wow. Imagine your mom having to tell you not to share certain things with a sibling because of their jealousy. It's interesting because that sounds familiar to me. That sounds familiar to me. Now, I didn't think that would, be a behavior that she has with her family. Because you could be a piece of shit online, but value family. Like, it's fuck you. I'm a shit on everybody, but not when it comes to my blood. So when I saw that, I said, oh, Chris, I believe that, especially since one of the main reasons I'm making sure I monetize my opinions on FFG is due to the fact that she was so comfortable being in DMs with a piece of shit bigot saying that she was going to make sure I don't make money on the platform. She was going to make it harder for me. And the reason December was so important, the reason December was the topic, was because at one point I used to sit there and actually talk numbers with FFG. I was happy seeing her grow. I wanted to see her make more money. I used to give her advice, tips, and I actually told her what my largest month was. I told her what I did with that, the purchase I made, which was not a small purchase. I thought I was speaking to someone and helping them out and telling them what's possible to stay focused. I didn't realize I was speaking to someone whose envy was building from me saying those things. I wasn't shy about it. but I wanted that for her. And she wasn't too far off. I loved that. I'm not the type of bitch that, oh, I see somebody growing, then, I'm going to have an issue. No. And this is just me giving random numbers. If I make 200 a month on YouTube and you tell me, and I'm having these conversations and you're telling me you're making 100, I'm going to figure out how to get you to 200. Shit, I'll figure out how to get us both past 200. But FFG didn't have that mentality and I didn't know. I thought she was a real bitch. I thought she was cool. But me sharing those things actually built something. And I didn't see it until the lies started to spread and her behavior towards me didn't make sense, to the point that she was making up stories, making up phone calls where I was anti-Semitic. See, when FMG talks about me, how come she doesn't say that anymore? Oh, it's because I debunked that? Because it was a whole ass lie? It's almost as if not addressing me would be the smart thing to do. Because I come with the receipts. She just speaks, and she expects her viewers to just buy her lies. I love that for her. And that's why I'll be around for a while. A very long time. Imagine your ego getting you that far where you thought you can stop me from getting support on this platform. And let's be clear, I get a fraction, because this will be a topic in the stream. I get a fraction of what a lot of creators make on this platform as far as viewership. I have 1,400 people watching. And you know why I don't take that for granted? That's 1,400 people who tuned into me to talk my shit, to give my opinions. I never took that for granted. Have I seen more? Of course. Of course I have. Have I made more? Yeah. But please never forget, I've also been one of the most inconsistent creators in this space as far as being on the platform. Even with the viewership that I get, in comparison to others, I'm still one of the most supported creators in this space. I'm one of the blueprints. And everything that will be happening with FFG over the next few months, maybe a few weeks, if she pushes it, it's because she thought, her ego convinced her, that she was that bitch who could knock down a blueprint. Nah, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you better than I could tell you. And again, FFG, if you want to take me off the platform at any point, let's go, pussy. What I would like to do is start getting into the retro stream that I covered a little bit of. Now, with that stream, I included a few things. And the reason why I included them is because so many things just didn't age well. And at this time of this stream happening, I believed pretty much anything FFG said. She seemed cool as fuck. She seemed dope as fuck. Like, I didn't have a reason to not believe her. But seeing her behavior now, especially over the years, looking back at her old content, which is why I enjoy doing it, I realized, oh, this bitch was probably calculated from the beginning. Not probably, she was. And based on some of the things that her brother has been sharing, it's just like, oh, this is who you've always been. You just found a space on the internet where you can manipulate people and blindly lie to people. And before we get into it, I just want to bring up the exact tweet where her brother actually talks about the hard drugs. Because I was just like, hold on, what hard drugs? What hard drugs? Oh, actually, before we get into that, I'm going to end the poll and I have a question for everyone. Because I only know one of FFG's dog's name. I know she had two, but let me end the poll. While I end the poll, I have a question. As viewers, because I believe a good amount of you here have been viewers of FFG. As viewers of FFG, does Put a 1 in the chat if you recall her claiming having a dog by the name of Maggie. Put a 2 if you don't know. For me, it would be a 2. I really don't know. I remember Ollie, her dog who passed away, but I remember she had more than one dog. I do not remember the dogs' names. But I remember her talking about Maggie at one point, but I thought she presented Maggie as her dog. Yeah, and please be honest. Yeah, I ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't remember, so let me go over the poll and then I want to cover what Chris actually said on Twitter about Maggie, because Chris was really upset when he saw a viewer post a picture of Maggie. So for the poll, 1,000 votes. If Chantal's sister was venting about her through tweets and reactors, would you follow the drama? 91% said yes. No. 91% said yes. 8% said no. I'm a hypocrite too. Duh. Yes. Because here's the thing. I did that poll to make one point. If this was Chantal's sister, we'd be pulled up, eating this shit up. But because there's a lot of people who refuse to accept they're actually following Chantal Jr. when following FFG, there's people like, what does this matter? What does this matter? What does Aunt Tammy's word matter? Please be a hypocrite somewhere else. Like, pick and choose what you're a hypocrite about. That's my point. Now, when it comes to this here, Chris was really upset at someone posting Maggie on Twitter. And when the person posted it, I was confused because I was just like, wait, what's the issue? But actually, let me get the right screenshot. I apologize, y'all. When I tell y'all I screenshot on top of screenshot, it's a lot. So he responded, the original tweet is now deleted. And it was this viewer that responded to him because Chris responded, that's your dog, Maggie. And then the viewer responded, she's a sweetheart. I actually found her at a park. Long story. We rescued her and gave her a loving home. Then Chris went on to respond, why are you giving the same story of how Maggie was found when you're showing a picture of my father's dog, Maggie, with Ruby on her head? What the fuck is your deal? How sick? Wait, hold on. How sick in the fucking head are you? Trying to kiss my sister's ass? I don't understand the game, what the game is. So, looking at it from an outsider, you're not part of this space. He lost his mom not too long ago. So he low-key is upset, like, why the fuck do you have a picture of my dad's dog? What does my family have to do with this shit? He don't even really want to be in this shit. But he's speaking up because FFG is the reason he got docs. So when he said that, I said, wait, Maggie's his dad's dog? I would have sworn, what was the other dog's name? Like, I started thinking back. That's how much I was confused. I was just like, I would have sworn, and I went to someone that I knew used to watch FFG religiously. Oh, wait, shut the fuck up. He here? Oh, God. This is about to be so ugly. Chris, yeah, so it is you. Hold on. It is you. Because I actually followed this conversation. So that has to be you. Now, before I say this, I want to be really clear. And I don't mean this to be shady in any way. I don't mean this to be... Goddamn, I'm behind. One second. Where'd you go? If you don't mind, Chris, I'll give it a couple of minutes. And I'm only doing this so trolls don't come in behind you. I added you as a mod. I don't want you modding on my channel. It's literally for visibility and to be able to tell you apart from trolls. If you don't mind, can you tweet something so I know that it's you? Again, I'm not asking you to mod anything. The fact that you're here, I figured it might happen. But it's literally so I can confirm it's you. I know what your account is. So if you don't mind, just tweet something. I'll give it a couple of minutes and then I will go from there. So again, I modded you for visibility. You don't got to mod a thing. I got a mod team for that. They're dope as fuck. And Chris, and no pressure, Chris, if this is really you, I look forward to one day getting to hear your opinions, hear your experience through Yaba, the YouTube Underground. I look forward to it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So this here was him reacting because, like, yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing with my dad's dog? Why do you have a picture of my dad's dog? And when I went to my friend who used to religiously watch FFG, I was like, do you remember a Maggie? And she was like, yeah, that's FFG's dog. I was like, no, that's her dad's dog. And she was like, no, that's FFG's dog. And I said, no, based on what he's saying, that was his dad's dog, literally lived with his dad, had nothing to do with FFG. And I thought to myself, is there anything you didn't make up about your life, FFG? Like, for real, is presenting a dog as yours when it's really your parents, is it the worst thing to happen? No. Maybe she just felt that close to the dog that she's like, this is my dog too. Fair. But there's a pattern. This is the same FFG that literally made up a lie about going to school for accounting. If we making up stories, why didn't you make it juicier? Like, say you used to be a stripper. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand. And well, when it comes to the accounting thing, I think it was a way to present herself as being better than Chantal when really you could just breathe, and you're better than Chantal. But it's just like, girl, you couldn't come up with a better story. So with that, right? Because one thing about FFG, she lies. But I'm just certain of her name. I'm confident that's her name. I'm confident she lives in Canada, and I'm confident she's Jewish. Never questioned if she was Jewish, by the way. That's a lie. She also peddled. Before we get into that, actually, I want to present one more lie, and then I am going to start an exercise, and that exercise is strictly for FFG streams, because if we take it into other topics like Rosie, Amber, and Chantal, because yes, I have 4 fucking train wreck cow ass bitches now to cover, I think people will get confused. So I would like to stick to that with the FFG streams. I'm going to bring up another lie she made up and her brother cleared up. And with that, I need us to start participating in this exercise, because we can't, or we shouldn't, I don't believe, leave FFG out here alone, making up lies about herself. We can create our own realities too. I remember this back and forth because obviously it's drama. So I used to be tapped in. Hello, it's me. I remember this drama that happened on Twitter. And it had to do with Megs, the disgusting piece of shit who used to be in this space, the one that, FFG agreed was a disgusting piece of shit, and then went on to like dox people, dox their family, all type of shit to him. Mind you, anti-Semite, but hey, here we go. Some people don't never learn to love themselves. So I remember this back and forth. So seeing that there's a lot of, viewers on Twitter that know that FFG's brother is on Twitter, and also he's responding to people, there was someone who knew to ask this question. Mind you, I would have never thought to ask this because I just assumed it was true, because FFG's accent switches up so much that I'm like, yeah, Northeast in the States, like she definitely grew up somewhere, or at least lived there, and she just never let go of the accent. At one point, that's what I thought. It got to be Staten Island, Jersey, Boston, one of those. Somewhere up there, you touch down and never let go of the accent. Color me shocked when FFG's brother responded to a viewer. This is an account on Twitter that is a very dedicated account that criticizes Chantal. Like, you know how we have a lot of accounts that mainly criticize FFG? I mean, criticize Chantal. This one criticizes FFG. Sorry, I said that backwards. Like, you know, we have Peggy, we have Kristen, we have DX. We have so many accounts that the account was clearly created for this space. This account here is one of those accounts that mainly criticize and piece certain things together when it comes to FFG. They've been around for a while. So my hat's off to them. They obviously noticed Chris is on Twitter. So she asked this question and then tagged him. When did your sister move to Canada? And was she born in Chicago? For those looking at the screen, what you're seeing here, and it might be blurred because of spectrum, unfortunately. What you're seeing here is a screenshot from an exchange that FFG had with Negs back when she used to go back and forth with him. Like, he's a piece of shit. She used to do whatever she had to do, pop her shit, and shut him down. Neg's original tweet said, since I could hear you getting damp over me, I'll respond. You're a Canadian. I'm an American. Whose taxes again? This is him like responding to FFG. So FFG responded to him and said, do you understand what dual citizenship means? I live in Montreal, wasn't born here, hasn't been here my whole entire life. My mom was born and raised in Chicago, the city where I worked and lived for over 10 years. That's 10 more years than you will ever contribute. So shut the fuck up, parasite. That was her response, shutting him down like, bitch, you a bum. I've contributed more to America than you, if we want to talk about taxes, because she worked and lived for 10 years, according to FFG. This viewer decided to ask Chris. Ask him. You know, she said she worked. She worked there 10 years in Chicago. Chris responded, my sister was born in Greece only because my parents were there for 2 to 3 years. My mother was born in MTL and lived here her entire life. My grandma was born and raised in Chicago. Anne Marie has never lived or worked or even stepped foot in the state of Illinois. No citizenship. Why would you make that up? Mind you, you don't have to lie to criticize Negs. You don't have to lie to criticize anybody. It's Negs. But no, FFG likes to get the last word. And FFG will lie if it means getting one over on someone she doesn't like. You've never even stepped foot in Illinois, but tweeted with her whole chest. Her whole chest. Does FFG know who she is? Genuinely, does she know who she is at this point? I've never made it a secret. I was born and raised in Fairfield County, Connecticut. It's on my birth certificate, all of that. It's not like some magical place, you know, it's just, you know, and now I'm living in Florida. Don't talk about it. It's okay. So she lied about the accounting, going to school. For some reason, needed to make up working and living in Chicago. She's lied about a lot of things. What? Yeah. I don't question, just to be clear, I don't question FFG's being Jewish or anything like that. I don't question none of that. FFG's Jewish. I've never questioned that, just so we're all clear. So it's just like Pilates, baby, the way I used to be in Norwalk, the shit I used to do in Norwalk, we ain't gonna talk about it. I'm very grateful I've gotten away with the things I've gotten away with. Oh, my God. Wait. Hold on. Don't get me. FFG just said Chucklefuck must have not learned her lesson when someone told her you were dragging her. Oh, what lesson, boo boo? What lesson? Let me know. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned. Come teach me. Come teach me. Come teach me. See, you haven't learned your lesson, FFG. Next time you think you're going to take somebody's bag or stop them from making money, do it with a dumb bitch. Do it with a bitch who's not patient enough to stay silent, collect links, timestamps, and all the fucked up shit that you've done on this platform. Remember, FFG, when you DM'd me when Negs was taken off the platform, your words were that I helped make this space safer. And you thanked me. Negs is not the only person I could do that with. And that's why I had to stay silent. So if there's something to be taught, come teach me, you pussy. I think it would be entertaining for people to see somebody actually shut me the fuck up. I've been popping my shit on this platform for years. I think it would be entertaining. Why not? While FFG delivers or figures out how to deliver, while she does that, let's get into the stream from a few years ago. And I know I'm missing a lot of support. I will get to y'all. I want to thank y'all so much. Y'all know it's me, so it's gonna be lengthy as fuck. Let's be for real. It's gonna be lengthy. I appreciate y'all so much. But let's get into this stream and tie a few things together. Oh, FFG, you a dumb bitch.
Hey girls, how is everybody?
Amazing.
How's it going?
Great.
I'm going to apologize in advance. I've just been figuring out StreamYard since last night. So this is going to be some boomer ass technology like you've never seen before. So be patient with me, but I'm figuring it out as we go along, okay? This is our little celebration. I hit 5,000 subs last night.
Please pay attention to this version of FFG. And if I'm being real, when she went live back then, I believed this. I believe she was grateful. Like, to hit 5,000 subscribers, that's 5,000 people willing to hear you again. That's not a small thing. That is not a small thing. Let's be very clear. 5,000 subscribers. I remember watching this in real time. I was so happy for her because I know what that feels like. I remember when I hit my first 1,000, I said, oh my God, I have 1,000 subscribers. And then 5, and then what followed afterwards. So I believed this. And there's a part of me today who believes this version right here, this portion of the stream, where she's just like, guys, what the fuck? To see, and one of the reasons I wanted to make sure we watch this one is to see this version of FFG here become what she is today is a clear lesson in what money could do to people, what attention can do to people, what perceived popularity can do to people. This FFG is nowhere in sight. Because the FFG that is here today is someone who wants to be a dictator, someone who thinks that they control certain parts of this space, this community, even down to creators. This is the same FFG who has sat here and blackmailed people, who has held things over their head, who has pushed blatant lies, all in the name of what? So for anyone who watches FFG today, especially the very angry, bitter version, here's a nice little blast from the past, I guess.
I'm freaking blown away. I don't even know what to say. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Like, I don't really know how to explain this properly, but my sense of humor is an acquired taste. Let's put it that way, okay? A lot of people just I am not their cup of tea. I'm just I'm new to all this, and I'm old, and I'm learning as we go. All right. This month has been overwhelming. A lot of people get kind of a learning curve on you.
I can't stand you, 10KD, talking about still no teeth. Shut up. You ain't shit. No, she didn't have teeth back then either. But it was easier to digest because you thought she was at least a solid bitch, so you don't care that she don't look like she got teeth. But yes, she didn't have teeth back then either. You know what? No. Go ahead. Sane version of FFG. Go ahead.
YouTube. I didn't get that. It's been a lot for a shy person. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, now because I am not only boomer but stoner boomer, I have a really crap memory. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm old school and I take notes on loose leaf paper. Okay, so let me just check my notes. I don't want to forget anything this time, guys. Let me explain to you. I just want to explain what happened during my first ever live stream. Okay.
Before she gets into that, because she said, I'm stoner boomer, whatever. Like, there is criticism that FFG used to get from people like about her smoking. I never gave a fuck. Like, it's not a secret. Like, I love weed, edibles, all that shit. Like, I don't care. It's weed. So even that stoner boomer smoking when she's streaming, I don't give a fuck about that. At one point, I just wondered if she stopped smoking because she just seemed so angry, like irrationally angry. So at one point, I was questioning. I was like, "Is it just weed? Is she just on weed, or am I tripping? Like, it might be more, right? Like, because this isn't adding up. Like, this is weird." And then her brother tweeted this in response to someone. Actually, this had to do with someone who used to be in her Discord. Again, mad screenshots, but I'll read it anyways. This is hysterical as FFG at 19 dated a man 10 years older than her. Here's the story FFG told us in private. They both worked at Chalet Barbecue. No idea where that is. Chalet Barbecue. He worked 12-hour shifts on Sundays. She would take his keys hanging up and use his car to deal drugs to her friends. He didn't know. I can't say if that's true or not. I will say the person who did comment that is someone who used to be in FFG's Discord, the very small Discord that was, for the best of the best Chinians. And it's in that Discord that I had talked to you guys about them posting Tommy's child, the court records, her baby daddy, all of that from that Discord. That's one of the people who fell out with FFG. Now, that's not the right response. I'll go over it, but I want to go over Chris's response because it threw me off and I was just like, what? So here he responded, there's no way you would know those facts. However, I have no clue about drug dealing. So Chris is pretty much saying you would have to know her or be close enough to her for you to know those specific details, but I don't know nothing about drug dealing. I don't know nothing about that. Fair. Yeah, don't be up here lying on your sister. Fair. Now, it was this response that threw me. When they responded to Chris saying she even doxed her old friend Elia, laughing my ass off. Chris responded, FFG's brother, back then that she ended her friendship with them because they were both getting addicted to hard drugs. Isn't that fucking funny? Fucking pathological liar. Wow. This shit makes my blood boil. It never ends. It's all lies, manipulation, and pure projection. Fucking disgusting. I want to read that specific line one more time. Because they were both getting addicted to hard drugs. Now, one of the reasons I believe Chris would be upset at this is, for those who don't know, FFG within her small group of Chinians painted her brother as some type of like addict, some type of crackhead. I don't know his history with drugs, but from my understanding, his struggles have to do with mental health, not being stuck on hard drugs. So I can understand his anger, like, bitch, the nerve of you, you was the one who was on hard drugs, but you going around telling these people I'm some type of crackhead. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, so I could understand being upset. Now, FFG, Cokie, all these names, and here's the thing: I'm not gonna pretend I don't call names. Yeah, I've called Chantal. If I had $5 for every time I called Chantal a crackhead, I'd be live streaming from a Rolls Royce right now, easily, paid cash. But also, I didn't do hard drugs. And if for some reason I used to, and I'm still choosing to use that language, I'm gonna tell you, like, yeah, I'm calling her this, and I used to be a crackhead myself. Personally, I would like to see just a quick little exercise. I would like to see in the chat, what hard drugs do you think Chris is referring to? My guess was meth. I really don't know. Only, FFG can answer that. So hope, but it's FFG, so she would lie. My vote is meth. But what drugs outside of weed do you guys think FFG was addicted to back then? Okay, so yeah, my guess is meth too. Coke, okay. Okay. Meth, yep. Same. Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's between coke and meth. Yeah, a lot of people are saying coke and. Oh, I didn't think of H. I didn't think of, mind y'all, I should know this, but the truth is I don't know all drugs out there. Oh, okay. Oxy. Okay. See, I didn't think of that. That's the thing. I didn't think of H. Does H make you angry? Because here's the thing. I don't know shit outside of weed. Like, yeah, I know crackheads and how they act, but I really don't know shit about drugs. Can H get you very, very angry in the same ways that we've seen FFG angry, or no? Because that's my thing. I don't know. Oh, it makes you sleepy. See, then I don't think it would be H. I don't know. Oh, withdrawals. Okay. 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 See, I didn't connect that. It might be withdrawals. Because I've literally said this to myself privately. I'm like, the way this girl's acting, there's no way she's just doing weed. Or she stopped weed altogether. That was my thing. I'm like, did she just stop weed and that's why she's so angry? It didn't make sense. Her anger did not make sense to me. So with her brother, again, this is her brother coming out and saying she used to be addicted to hard drugs. It makes sense. It makes sense. So at least we know that. So let's get back to this version of FFG, the very appreciative one, the one that's, ego didn't go so far, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so according to FFG's brother, which does make sense with her behavior, in my opinion, FFG used to be addicted to hard drugs. And as we go through this stream here, it makes me question the distant connection that FFG claimed to have to Natter. FFG, did you and Natter share the same plug, bitch? Did you and Natter share the same plug? Because the addiction, the drug addiction actually makes sense. Because the way she would be so vague about it, and she'll go on to say it here again, it has to do with like a distant past ex. Bitch, was it a plug and not an ex? Because I ain't gonna hold you. If I had to talk about my plug publicly, which that would never be a reason, but say if I had to, I'd probably call him an ex-boyfriend too. As a matter of fact, speaking of making up stories, was the lumberjack just your plug and you were his best customer maybe? Because when that YouTube money started coming in, you got angrier. You probably were his top customer. Did he compliment you? And then you just started saying that's your boyfriend? Because that would make sense if you think about it. That would make kind of a little bit of sense. You his top customer, he probably he probably delivered to you at 3:00 in the morning. Yes, that's the time that, maybe your man gonna sneak in. But no, was that the plug, girl? Because the more I think about this, was the lumberjack her plug this whole time? Something to think about. Something to think about. And I'm sure FFG would not mind the opinions or the conspiracies that comes from such a big thing coming to the surface, especially since she loved conspiracies too. The more information we get about her, shit, we could, let's not get too carried away, because there was times I saw this place get carried away with the Chantal conspiracies. But I'm being serious. Lumberjack might have actually meant plug this whole time. That's why she was with Shannon on Valentine's Day. Because the lumberjack was with his real partner, not FFG. She probably had him drop something off the day before. It makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you be with your partner on Valentine's Day? Because the partner was the plug. See, we thought partner. It was really plug. Wrong P. It makes sense. It makes sense. These things unraveling, it's so entertaining to me. Oh, FFG, you should have picked a different bitch. I live for this shit. Oh, go ahead, FFG.
First of all, I'm a very shy person. I'm an introvert. The idea of doing these lives scares the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie. This is so intimidating. Just knowing you guys are like watching as I'm speaking. Ooh, my heart is racing. Okay. Ooh, trying to get better with this, but it's a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. And I just wanted to turn everything off.
I needed to cut to this part because there was a lot going on in this stream. And I wanted to cut to this part because we do have to at least watch some of the crying, some of the performance, because this is FFG talking about her former bestie supposedly was sending pictures or commenting whatever about her ex who's abusive. But the more you listen to FFG talk about her past experience with her ex, they both were just, I don't know, they just sound like they both was beating the shit out of each other over years. And even then, I believe she exaggerated the story. But let's take a look one more time, a quick look at that performance, because baby, one thing about FFG, girl, I'm telling you, if this don't work out, there's a casting call somewhere with your name on it.
But I didn't want to let her win. I didn't want her to have that power over me. But I couldn't look at the chat anymore. So that's why I couldn't even acknowledge everybody's questions and super chats and everything. And I'm so sorry. I apologize. It seemed like I was uninterested or like I just didn't care. But just to be able to go on that day, I couldn't look at the chat anymore.
Is Chris still here by any chance? Chris, have you ever seen this performance in person? I would just like a play-by-play by someone who's close. Like, have you seen this type of performance? Did it move you? And if it did move you, how long until it stopped moving you? I don't even know if Chris is still in chat, if I'm being real. The way I told him to tweet something and I didn't even check, I am horrible. One day I'm going to be a decent YouTuber. It just may not be today. But if Chris, if you're still around, please let the chat know if you've seen this performance before. It's very believable. That's the sad part.
She is back worming her way into this community on the other side. And I've kept my silence, okay? Froggy is poison. Froggy is a poison who uses people's weaknesses. She gets into your head. She manipulates into you, into your life to learn.
Projection. I want to remind y'all, this is projection because this is what FFG does.
Learn your weaknesses to be able to use them against you. We've been able to see who the real snake is, because I'm telling you guys, in our little Twitter community, it has been crystal clear since she's been gone who the poison really was. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, I don't even want to give her any more words than that. And
it's interesting she said that about Froggy, because I actually feel the same way about FFG. The more that comes out about her, the more that she falls out with creators, and the way specifically she falls out with creators, I feel like a lot of people's eyes started to open up. It's not to say she won't have support. There's a whole bunch of piece of shits online who have support, please. But it's just interesting to watch, especially because I've known for so long, and unfortunately just people didn't listen. But it's just nice to see how a few of us have come together again. Removing FFG from a lot of conversations and more so observing, criticizing, and clocking these things from multiple creators, multiple respected creators in this space, it feels a little brighter, a little lighter. For those who may not notice, FFG doesn't tweet as much. And if she tweets threats, it's slowed down a lot. One of the reasons is because she now knows someone who is respected with the big platform is paying attention. At one point, I kid you not, FFG would tweet something disgusting damn near every day. If it wasn't a threat, it was wishing harm on someone, it was threatening a dox, it was asking for someone's dox. It was wild. And for a long time, it did suck to sit on my hands because I knew that's what I had to do. That's why when there's a lot of people, or it's not a lot, it's a few, that are like, oh, that's crazy you waited this long. Yeah, I had to. With a bitch like FFG, you need them to be comfortable. I didn't need her knowing that I was looking at anything, touching anything. No, I wanted her to be comfortable. And with her being comfortable, she gave me everything I needed. I never brought up how many times I knew FFG was breaking terms of service. Why the fuck would I say that? The links that I would be collecting would slow down. She'd be more careful in her streams. No. The best thing you could do with a piece of shit like that, a shady bitch like that, a lying bitch like that, is stay silent. Never let them know you looking, you watching, or you even plan to circle back. When I tell you the things I've collected over the years wouldn't have happened if I didn't learn to shut the fuck up, it's something that a lot of people in this space can learn from. That's why there's from time to time when people demand I speak on things or question who the fuck I am, I'm that bitch. That's who I am. My behavior is something that a lot of people should adopt, but struggle to because of egos, because of money, because you think you above me. Now I'm sitting pretty right now. In more ways than one, because I mean, hello. I'm sitting pretty. And one of the reasons I can sit this pretty is because I learned to shut the fuck up. I'm a reaction channel. I don't need to be reactionary. Go ahead, FFG.
Anyway, I found out like 2 months later that behind the scenes, Froggy and Gigi had already made peace. Froggy had been in contact with Gigi behind my back. Like, well, not behind my back. Like, she didn't owe me anything. She didn't have to tell me shit.
She meant that. Apparently, Froggy, her old friends, and I will have a separate video about friendships. And for those who's asking, the Just Saying coverage is coming. I'm thinking about putting it in a video because what I've been thinking about is doing a whole video about the downfall of FFG's friendships, not only on the platform that people know about, but also with the discussing things that I've seen her interact with, like as far as people on Twitter, like people she used to be friends with. I've been collecting that over the years too. The Grandma Spud thing, I followed that whole thing. The other thing where she was posting her friends like family members' obituary or something like that, I followed that whole thing. I just didn't say anything. I just I stayed silent through it all. I stayed silent through it all. Just saying back and forth, which wasn't really a back and forth. I followed that whole thing. I downloaded both streams when it happened, and I just was quiet. So instead of doing a live stream for that, I'm thinking of actually putting together a video of different friendships within this space and how they ended and what FFG chose to do when they ended. It's sad to say, but I've actually seen Chantal handle the ending of friendships better than FFG. And that's a fact. And I have all the receipts. So I'm thinking of actually making it into a video because I was actually going to put a stream together, but I do get a bit distracted, and that's no disrespect to y'all, but that's part of the reason my streams are for so long. I need it to be in a concise video, and also let it be a warning to those who still ride for her and think that she's your friend. She's not. FFG is a friend to no one, and your time will come as well. You're just still useful. Lori.
But the point is, if I made a video grilling the shit out of somebody that you had now made peace with, would you not try to talk me out of releasing the video? No, she's a shit stirrer. She can't help herself. That's why she did it. So like, you know, again, every creator kind of does it their own way. Come on, how many reactions can you watch? Everybody has to do it their own way. This is just my way. It's obnoxious. It's in your face. But it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna change. And if you're not down, cool. There are lots of other creators who are less in your face. But I think at this point, you know, we've been watching Chantal a long time. Amberlynn too. Like, I don't talk about her much, but Amberlynn was my original girl. I've been watching her longer. I have been watching since like the back in the day when Zachary Michael used to make the After Lynn Reed show and stuff. Like, girl, I've been watching since before Destiny era. Like,
and with how long she's been watching, and I do believe she's been watching for that long, seeing FFG's behavior today, I don't believe she was just watching. Someone may say it's a reach. You're entitled to your opinion. I also believe FFG studied this space, studied it very well. She learned what was important. She learned exactly what to touch on. She's a very, very calculated and meticulous person. She knew exactly who to be kind to, and she knew exactly when to cut you off. She's a dumb bitch in a lot of ways, but FFG is actually pretty smart when it comes to this space. The things that I've seen her get away with, there's times it's impressive. There's times it's just like, y'all believe that? And even though she brings up other people who were in this space when she first got around, people who was supportive of her, FFG has made it her mission to try to knock everyone down a peg. For those who don't know, at one point, FFG actually had the gall, the audacity to tweet out something pretty much, and I have it saved, I don't have it here today, but she tweeted out something pretty much saying something like, there are too many reactors to start up a reaction channel at this time. Like, she was pretty much discouraging anyone who wanted to still be a creator in this space. And I'm saying it like kind, but she was actually saying it very arrogantly and like disgusting. And I remember seeing that tweet. And again, at the time, I didn't make it known I was collecting stuff. I remember seeing that tweet thinking to myself, bitch, you used to be one of them. This place has been saturated for years. But it doesn't mean people can't sit up here and give their opinion. I don't care if you've been a viewer of this space for 8 years and you finally upload your first video, upload that shit. Because you want to know the truth? FFG started her channel while this space was saturated, and look what happened. You never know what could happen to you. And it doesn't mean, oh, you need 1 million subs or whatever, views per month, whatever. This space is great. It can be great. There's a lot wrong with it, don't get me wrong, but it could be great. Not everybody's sitting up here looking to make X amount of dollars. There's some people who just want a place to voice their opinions. But FFG tweeted that because for a long time, FFG went unchecked. FFG was now sitting up there discouraging people to start channels. Like, you got to be dumb to be starting a channel right now, like with so many creators. No, you're a dumb bitch who thought they could run this space. If you're a viewer and you got opinions, get that shit on YouTube. I see some of y'all tweeting. Honestly, I don't know why you're still on Twitter. You should have been a creator a long time ago. Granted, some people don't want to do that, so I understand. But one of the people that I think should have been a creator a long time ago, in my opinion, is DX. There's certain things DX say, and I'm just like, that's so on the money. Why aren't you on the platform? I've never said that to them because I don't want people to think like I'm pressuring them to start a channel. But there are plenty of people who tweet, and I'm just like, you don't want to put that in the video? No, but that's just my opinion. Hold on. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Chris, I'm missing your previous comment. Hold on. Let me see. Chris's comment says, well, she has no friends because she's burnt them all, similar to how she does online. Just recently, after my mom passed, she asked me if I could get one of my friends to sign and vouch for her. That's what this is connected to, for her passport, because you need someone that's not a family member to do it. Oh, it's not even shocking to me. The fact that you tell me she has no friends is not even shocking to me. When I tell you her behavior is so similar to Chantal's, and Chris, I know you don't care about Chantal. You don't know much about Chantal, but yeah, it's giving Chantal. It's giving Chantal. Oh, he hasn't tweeted? Chris, do you mind sending off a tweet real quick? The only reason that made sense is because that's such a random thing to make up. Yeah, Chris, do you mind sending off a tweet? Shit, actually, someone link my tweet. Actually, can someone link my tweet that I tweeted to announce this stream with the link? Tweet that. Chris, hit on that and just reply to it. Just reply to that tweet underneath it. You don't even got to quote tweet. You ain't got to do none of that. One of my mods send out, post my recent tweet for this live stream. And Chris, all you have to do is just comment underneath it. I don't know if it's you because clearly I know your account.
This was the original Gorl, but I have been thinking lately of bringing in a couple more people to my channel. I don't know how you guys will feel. We're going to do a couple of like test videos. Well, I'm going to feel it out, but I feel like as a Canadian who does reactions about a Canadian, I have some Canadian people that we can compare and contrast with. We have some positive influences. We have some lunatics also. I think it could be interesting. This is a very vast country, and we have some interesting characters here. What do you guys think? Would you be down?
Now she's going to go on to talk about Saji, and I wish she did start talking shit about Saji, only because number one, they're in the same area, and secondly, I believe Saji would have actually pulled up to a pussy ass bitch like FFG. But I don't think that ever took off, at least not from what I remember.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So people know what I'm talking about. Yes, Saji. Everybody talks about Saji. I would definitely talk about Saji, not do like whole video reviews. Like, Saji's an ass too. Let's be real. Saji's fucking problematic. I'm not down for Saji, but maybe just to compare a little bit to Chantal, So to react live, here's what I decided to do. No hate to any other creator. It's just this is me. I don't like to sit through a whole video because like there's a lot of like boring time, right? So I clipped together a little something from yesterday. I took the weigh-in, and then like about the first, I don't know, like hour, let's say, of that Hamburger Eyes stream last night. Unfortunately, I was already turned everything off and was going to bed, and people in Chantal's chat started talking about me. People were asking Chantal if they knew who I was. And
imagine being this giddy because you're finally getting the attention you thought you wanted. This is before the conversation, and we're going to get into that conversation. And we're actually going to revisit a previous stream, a stream that FFG had that was in response to Yaba, the YouTube Underground. And I'm going to be very frank, very transparent, and it's me, about my feelings about when Yaba first called FFG out about that phone call. I actually thought Yaba was going too hard on her. I was just like, damn, she fucked up, but we don't got to approach it like that. You couldn't have, hit her up privately. Baby, I'm woman enough to say I was so wrong. I didn't see what Yaba was seeing, and I just thought it was like, damn, like, chill. Like, maybe we could have just talked to her. Like, that's what I'm saying to myself. I didn't have this conversation with Yaba. I actually ended up talking to FFG privately because I felt bad. And I was just like, I know that was a lot, but these are the points that I agree with. It's just maybe we could go, because a lot of people for a long time thought I was this like puppet master, like creating fires, when the truth is I used to run around trying to put out fires. Like, okay, I know this didn't turn out bad, but let me tell it to you a little different. Let's not start a war. Let's not do the infighting. The amount of infighting I used to try to stop, only to end up being played. That's why now, have at it. Have at it. And to know how right, I didn't realize how right Yabo was. I was just like, oh, this is what she was saying. Got it.
They were telling her to unblock me and stuff. It was nuts. It was nuts. I was getting like clips in the middle of the night. Chantal going like, French fry girl. Oh, well, she can come and hang out. It's like, no, I can't, girl. I'm blocked. And I was saying on Twitter, unblock me. Anyway, I'm going to figure something out. We are like this close now to being unblocked. I'm getting in there. We're going to talk today.
So this stream here is from about 3 months after the one we were originally watching. This is FFG directly responding to a stream that Yaba did, where she pointed out how many things and her concerns with now FFG possibly normalizing speaking to the train wrecks, inserting themselves into whatever the content is. At the time, I genuinely just thought like FFG was just desperate to warn Chantal. She could have gone about it differently, sure, but is a long conversation with Chantal a bit much. Yeah, but you know what? People fuck up. But Yaba saw it differently, and Yaba's pretty much opinion was a strong one. And at the time, I'm like, shit, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I get it, but like, maybe let's try it differently. So I approached FFG differently, privately. Looking at it now, and with everything that followed that one phone call, I'm like, oh, this is what Yaba was seeing. Got it.
Briefly about what was said yesterday during that live stream about me. And we're going to talk about this infamous call with Chantal, okay? I'm going to say my piece. Anybody wants to believe? Cool. Anybody?
If I didn't actually make this clear, this is also a stream that has been deleted off her channel that, of course, I made sure I downloaded. It's been deleted and I obviously edit down. But keep in mind, if there's certain streams that any creator around here happens to be looking for, I can look through my archive to see if I have it. I'm not saying I have every single one, but I have some good ones. So yeah, this is also a stream that is no longer on FFG's platform, but it's in my hard drive. So here we are.
He doesn't want to believe. I'm not convincing anyone. I'm saying my piece here. I want to be clear before we start. This is my channel here. This is my way of doing things. I know a lot of you might be expecting a bloodbath or something. You're just never going to get it from me. Never going to get it. No, unless I really, really dislike a person. Okay. It's just not the case. But things were said yesterday that I feel, in the object of fairness, I should be able to at least have a reply, right? Yaba called her stream yesterday a one and done. I'm going to say It's also a one and done on my part. But I'm not I'm not attacking. But there were points made yesterday that I'd like to speak on. Okay. Okay. So next, I'm literally just pointing out points. I watched most of the live from yesterday, and these are the points that kind of stuck to me, and I wanted to speak on. So the next untrue point after that tweet made by Yaba was that I went so far as to show up at, quote, Chantal's local restaurant. She's trying to like paint me out to be some lunatic. I don't know. But the point is that I never went to Chantal's local restaurant. I went to my local restaurant 5 minutes from here. Okay. The Orange Julep is here in Montreal, 5 minutes from me, not the other way around. I never went to Chantal's local. That's my local. I was hoping the first time she would notice me was when she was like,
I was muted. I apologize. God, one of these days. So FFG's response to part of Yaba's criticism was, hey, I went to my local place. Like, pretty much like, I ain't following this bitch nowhere. I'm in my own neighborhood. Like, that's a reach. You're doing too much. This is around the corner from me. And then we fast forward a year later, and FFG is getting in her car to go to an event that she knew Chantal would be at. And I wanted to look at it from the lens that FFG presented on her platform.
strutting down the catwalk in the first outfit because I kind of wanted the shock and maybe stumble. We spoke about this yesterday, shit from the door. It was like ruined. You know what I mean? Okay, I just pulled up to the place and I had to pull over and film this before I even go in because
you shouldn't have, though. This angle, this zoom in is just not for you. Anyone can talk about looks. Anyone can talk about looks. And I want to be clear, FFG filmed this herself. So if this is the angle she chose, it was the best she probably got. And if that is her best, could you imagine what an off-guard angle looks like? God help you. Go ahead, FFG. I want to remind y'all, this is FFG filming herself.
I'm going around, I'm looking for parking. Oh, there's a space. I go to fucking reverse parallel park into the one free space. There's a sangria colored Kia right behind me. I'm fucking parallel parking right in front of her. And
Personally, I wouldn't be this excited unless I knew Beyonce's vehicle that's full of security is next to me in traffic. If Beyonce's vehicle is right next to me, granted, how would I know that? I don't know. But if I knew Beyonce was nearby in her vehicle, I would scream with the same excitement. Just to be sitting on the same road as Beyonce. Just to be possibly breathing the same air as Beyonce. The fact that this is the excitement that FFG had just because Chantal's car was nearby, how the fuck did y'all not clock she was a fan this whole time? FFG is a fan that got let down and rejected by Chantal. Because, baby, this energy for Chantal's car being nearby, bitch, I could find out Beyonce's in Tampa, Florida. She don't even got to be on the same street. Just she's in Tampa. I am going to start tweaking. She's in Tampa. I can literally say Beyonce and I are in the same city. Oh my God. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Mind you, I've seen her in concert, obviously, but just saying. It's just this energy right here. It's just like, girl. Oh my God, calm down. See, y'all been noticed. It was a fan that was trying to get closer and closer to Chantal, and I just didn't see it. I am grown enough to sit here today and say, oh my God, I was wrong. I did not see it. I see it now.
I see someone getting out of the passenger seat. I think it was the aunt based on the long blonde hair. I just like, whoop! I have never pressed the gas so fucking fast in my life and went around the block again. Anyway, all that to say, that's confirmation. She's here. We're getting a fatty fashion show. Okay, I have pulled up in front of the fatty fashion show.
Oh my God. The first thing I always pay attention to is her chins, because Jesus, they got a life of their own. Okay, continue. But Jesus, girl.
Chantal is parked like 3 cars behind me. Holy shit, when I tell you I almost parallel parked right in front of her dumbass. I don't want to dox my own fucking... Here's me. 1, 2. I want to be a little incognitus. 3. And then a sangria colored Kia.
Baby, this would be me with Viola Davis. I would get out my car and record it for my sisters. Like, y'all, I'm parked right here. This is where Viola was parked, bitch. Me and Viola Davis were parked on the same street. Like, 1, 2, 3. Girl, she was parked right here with security. And then I would send it to my sisters. You know what I'm saying? But this is FFG recording herself about Chantal and posting it to the internet. Girl, it's Chantal. Get help. Get help. It can't be this serious. It can't. I'm not saying I wouldn't do this, but not with Chantal being the topic. Angela Bassett, bitch. She was just parked where? Baby, I'm recording all my steps. I might even step in the empty parking spot just to show y'all. Well, my family, I'll send it to my family. Like, bitch, I just stepped foot in the same parking spot that Angela Bassett was parked in, bitch. Let me show you. Me and Angela Bassett, we were on the same block. You know, like, this is Chantal. It's Chantal.
Well, sangria Kia. I'm sorry, the picture was not stable. I did not bring my thingy to strap it to me. I only don't like it because I'm a little far for a getaway. I like my getaway car to be getaway distance. But I couldn't find any parking. So, boo-boos at the fan were running for it. Let me go on the other side of the street. Be a little less sketch.
And also, I ain't gonna hold you. She sounded a bit out of breath. I ain't gonna hold you. It's like, and this was the easy 100 pounds ago. Easy.
I don't want to be noticed.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me actually find my manners too, because I appreciate y'all coming out to support. And before I say this, I'm going to also mention a lot of viewers have noticed that too. That's why when I have the time, I try to make sure I make my support group meetings. But welcome, Yaba and Sam. Thank you for popping up and being supportive. I know there's a lot of people who can't understand grown people having a conversation and moving forward. But thank you for moving forward with me. So shout out to Yaba and Sam. Thank you. I'm sure there will be some tweets off of that little moment right there.
What? Okay, now I'm really confused. That's what it is. That's a hairdresser. Why the hell would the fatty fashion show be happening in a hairdresser? Oh, this is so fucking weird. Okay. This is so fucking weird. It's a salon. Like a coiffure. Why?
Girl, damn, her fingers. I never realized how fucking fat her hands were even back then. Jesus.
The hell would they be doing a fatty fashion show in a salon? Okay, decision time. This is so fucking weird because that place looks really empty. Am I really gonna go in? I'm gonna be like the only person in there. Are we having an
Oh, FFG. 100 pounds ago. The mask didn't fully cover down to her chins. Oh, FFG. Could y'all imagine what a mask on her face today would look like? Oh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I'm a fat bitch, and I promise you my chins do not. Do not. When it's time to wear a mask, they are tucked. They are tucked. Oh, FFG, honey. I love that for you.
Exclusive fatty fashion show. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna.
Oh my God, and it moves. Like, you know how when bullfrogs, like, you know when they ribbit and it moves? It moves. Oh my God. She's shaped like a frog too. That's crazy. Ew.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna put you guys in my bra strap.
Now, this is the footage, once again, that FFG presented. And this is FFG being the great fan that she is, cheering on Chantal. Reminder, a year prior, Yaba criticized FFG for a phone call. For a phone call that FFG wanted to make very public, she wanted to be very loud about, she wanted to make content out of. And then 1 year later, FFG was sitting in an audience cheering on Chantal. Again, I was wrong. Yeah, but I was wrong.
That's the point. Pete's is also filming. They're making content out of this. Pete's goes, she's got a cheering section. And I go, that's me. And then I yell, Pete! I'm telling you, I don't know who thought what was going on. I was living my best life at this fucking.
We can tell. But as FFG's brother Chris mentioned earlier, she doesn't have friends. There's a chance she doesn't leave the house much. So imagine leaving the house and being in the presence of your idol. Her reaction makes sense. The idol being Chantal, not so much.
Thing last night. I was only very disappointed. At least if that room had been really full of people, I could have really been like yelling shit and having a good time, really causing a little ruckus, a verbal ruckus in the background. You know what I mean? 4 fucking people. The owner of the salon is staring at you. The designer of the
Leroy, cut it the fuck out. When FFG got up, that seat was wet. I agree. I agree. People didn't know what to make out of that smell. Like, what is that? Imagine the smell of Chantal and FFG in one room. Oh, okay. Back to this.
clothes is staring at you. I'm sorry, I'm Canadian. We're just a little too nice to be that mean to someone's face like that. That was the outfit from the that spoiler picture that she had put up earlier in the day. You remember? That was the point where she's walking away and I'm like, you're doing great, Sweeney. It's just being an ass to the level that I could. Oh, I'm so shocked. Okay, right there, as Chantal comes out in this outfit, I don't even remember the context. My friend had just said something like a dirty hotel carpet. And then Chantal comes out of the curtain, and I just go, speaking of dirty hotel carpets.
I wonder what happened to that friend she went to the fashion show with. I wonder.
This dress looked like it was made out of carpet. Oh God. And we were laughing. We had such a good time. Me and my friend, we were just like kikiing and laughing and giggling like assholes the whole time.
No, you were fangirling. Let's get it together. But thank you to my mods. One thing about my mods, and you guys do it too, but sometimes my mods will get me together and get me on track. I will always appreciate y'all. You're right, Cancer Warrior. It's time to make a comparison. Let's go on a quick break.
Look, a giant baby.
You ain't got enough of this fever, I know, I know. Nothing would remain and you don't wanna go, so go. Cause you're picking your pace, no time to waste. I wanna love you but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again. Again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you at the end. Don't you know what happens to dreams you don't follow? They crumble. You know I can't stand what you're getting so hollow. So go. Cause you're taking your pace, no time to waste. I wanna love you but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again. Again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you at the end.
The way I will find any excuse to blame somebody else for going on break. Knowing damn well I just wanted to go on break. Before we continue, because I was thinking about it. Thank you. I'm obviously so behind. Thank you so much, guys, for the gifted members, to all the support. There's so many of you guys that I'm behind on. Trust me, I see it. It's just a lot, but I appreciate y'all so much. To anyone who received a gifted membership, please enjoy. Keep in mind, it does give you access to the Discord and is dope as fucking there. So I wanted to actually go over the messages that I was reading out in the beginning of the stream, in the intro, and just give you a little bit of a backstory to those messages. So when the account first came around that was claiming to be FFG's brother, obviously most people like ignored it, didn't believe you. So hello, like, we're just gonna ignore you. There was another account that he had that we're now obviously all having, not all, but whoever's interested, having to circle back. And I want to give credit where this is due. Hater Tater is a creator. Well, no, let me phrase that. Hater Tater is a viewer on Twitter, one that FFG has literally sought out to docs, has asked for docs. I mean, has offered money to get their docs. Like when I tell you FFG do not like Hater Tater, why? Because Hater Tater criticizes her. That's why. Literally offered money for Hater Tater's docs, like can't stand Hater Tater. Posted someone who I guess she believes is Hater Tater. By the way, doxing is wrong, period. Let's be clear. But baby, the woman you posted is bad as fuck. Like, she fine. So why would you post this person? Was I supposed to eat or something? Like, yeah, she got some unique brows, but and Hater Tater has come out and said it's not her. I personally I don't care. I don't care about Hater Tater's identity. But to whoever's in that picture that FFG posted as Hater Tater's docs, bitch, you ate. Hello. Shit, if I was FFG and knew that it was you behind that account who looked like that, honestly, I'd hate you too. So, Jesus, it's just like, FFG, you're so dumb. So dumb. And I have all those as well, to be clear. But let me see. Font, thank you. The only reason I'm not grabbing y'all super chats right now is because I'm behind on a few and I want to get to this message here. Let's take a look at this first message here. Again, credit to Hater Tater Boo. Thank you for tracking this as long as you have. So this is just one set of messages that Chris, FFG's brother, had posted. I guess to give us a look into what it's like to deal with someone like FFG. The text reads, "You should know better than me. You are beyond fucked and you did it all your damn self. I think it's also sick that you're trying to convey ass backward messages to me through my own mother. I don't even really think you care about her deep down. That's why I asked you in the car. And since you are genuinely very close to sociopathy, if not a full-blown one, your ability to empathize is so low you don't even feel the room well or feel people's feelings. You're not even able to really feel how mom feels. I don't think you really understand how she feels inside. As you sit there laughing with your sick little message about seeing blank, I'm not doing well, while you're almost fully blown borderline psychopathy. Hopefully I said that right. You're stalker, you're sociopath, you lie and manipulate in every single situation from family to your closest friends. You are evil." Damn. If my siblings sent me that, it would cause me pause. I want to read that last part real quick. You're stalker, you're sociopath, you lie and manipulate in every single situation from family to your closest friends. You are evil. Exactly, Mew. That is a brother directly speaking to a sister. Not even a tweet. From his phone to her phone. Keep in mind, this is the same Chris who at one point took to Twitter to tell his sister, stop stalking people online and go help your mother who is very ill. I remember around the time that we had knowledge of Chantal's grandmother being sick, and for the most part, the community criticized Chantal for the amount of time she not only spent online, but spent with Nader instead of being with the grandmother who was there for her, the grandmother that Chantal claimed she loved. So if this was Chantal choosing to fire up a live stream to react to someone she don't like instead of being there for her mother, what would your criticism be? And let's just pretend we found out because Nat started tweeting about her. Y'all would eat it up. But FFG, for some reason, it's different.
Next, you said that I should need to humble myself because I mentioned how many people are in my chat, or I mentioned my sub count. Ma'am, we all know that I only do this to piss off negs. This has been an ongoing gag for months. This has been a thing from Twitter that you know very well about.
Here's the thing. That may have been true then. But let's be very clear. FFG likes tweets. Now we can't see the tweets as much. She engages with people who like to do side-by-sides of who has more viewers or different things like that. FFG very much cares about numbers, whether it be sub counts, whether it be how much money is made in a stream. FFG is very meticulous and was very calculated when it comes to who she disposed of, because I believe in FFG's mind, the more creators she got out of the way, the more popular she would become and the more money she would make. Because her behavior, that's the only thing that can explain that. Why she found it necessary to make some type of effort so I wouldn't make money on the platform. That doesn't make sense. FFG is a very insecure, bitter, jealous woman. And you'll notice over time, FFG actually hates women as much as Chantal, if not more. And that's a dedicated video that I will show you.
Yeah, you know what? You know what it is? Follow the money. It's not stick by anything. How can we make a little coin? And right now, how can we kick FFG or get FFG out of the community and get her coin? It's always.
This is what FFG was saying just last month. She was saying this, that I'm speaking up, Yaba's speaking up, was to get her out of the way. When I made it clear, I was transparent. Whether you like my ways or not, I made it clear exactly why I was speaking up when I was. I took time to collect what I collected. But has FFG ever addressed her DMing Tequila Titties? One of the most disgusting viewers in this space, she even said so herself. Has she ever addressed why she would DM anyone, even him, that she was making an effort to make sure I don't make as much money on the platform? Has she ever addressed that? Of course not.
Been about the coin, always, and nothing more. It's just that simple. They're not deep people. They're surface level fucktards. You understand? They want the money. They want me gone. They want my little time slot.
They want the money. They want me gone. But this is FFG. I literally used to sit with FFG and want her to make more money, gave her advice, and turn around to find out this is what that advice did. It turned around and built a very jealous, pathetic bitch. So when FFG speaks like this, all I hear is projection, because this is all about the money for her. I'm not going to pretend that I don't enjoy the support and the income I make from this platform. I'd be lying. If it wasn't for the amount of support that I get from this platform, I wouldn't take days to put together the edits that I do. But I get a shit ton of support. The very least I could do is put my best foot forward. I make sure, even if my best is not the greatest on some days, because there's some days I'm like, damn, I could have done this better. I'm giving you my best. I'm giving you the receipts that I have. I'm giving you effort. FFG goes live to scream behind a fucking avatar and bang on a keyboard and make sure that she keeps the cult following that she built fed. There's a difference. If it wasn't about the money, if it wasn't about these things that she's projecting, there's no reason she wouldn't be able to shut down a lot of the things that I've said. But the truth is, she's left a trail of a lot of nasty, disgusting behavior. And yes, it's always been about the money for her. Always.
They truly believe that if my channel ceased to exist, you guys, we're 3,080 people watching right now. 1,500 would go to Yaba and 1,500 would go to Charlie.
No, I don't believe that, and I never believe that. I have 1,600 people watching. I'm grateful for that 1,600. I've seen much bigger numbers. Big numbers not new to me. It's me we're talking about. The truth is, a lot of her followers or viewers and supporters, they're not meant for me anyways. And that's fine. See, I'm content and more than grateful with 16. And let me be very clear. I'm not ashamed to say 16 is a high number for me. On average, it's 1,000 to 1,100. But even with that 1,000, 1,100, I get a lot of support. See, FFG, the short-minded dumb bitch that she is, she looks at quantity. I look at quality. The support, the community that I built around my channel is one of the most solid in this space. That's why after all these years, after all the drama, after all the dirt people have tried to put on my name, I still have one of the strongest communities around. See, I don't be out here trying to intimidate people, threaten people, hold things over people's head. Say, if you go over there, you can't come over here. No. Go where you want. Just know what I'm about. One of my mods in my Discord, I fuck with her heavy. I used to get DMs. It was just like a couple. Like, oh, you seem like you fuck with them, but they be over here. And I know you don't fuck with these people. Okay. What am I supposed to do? I don't tell people where to go. We have respect for one another. She definitely understands what I fuck with and what I don't fuck with. She don't bring it over here. That's what respect gets you. My little corner over here, my community, we dope as fuck, solid as fuck. What I built, FFG, pretty much had to fucking threaten people to get there. I didn't do that. I didn't grow my channel trying to tear other reactors down. I actually grew my channel while trying to lift reactors with me, trying to bring something different to this space. And that's another thing that I appreciate about me and Yaba running it back, because at least we give this community that much. Yeah, we may not agree with what one another does from time to time, but at least we can show y'all we cordial, we friendly, and moving forward, we got an issue, we'll leave it off. You know how many times I got a message like, oh, I'm just so happy to see Yaba in chat. I see Zach in chat. It feels like the old days. Yeah. So let's be clear. And I don't care who don't like it. Facts are facts. FFG is on a fucking leash now because of me. That bitch kept running her mouth and I let her keep running her mouth. And while she was running her mouth and lying, I kept collecting receipts, collecting links. That bitch knows. One wrong move. This ain't Chantal. I'm 3 for 3. We could make it 4 for 4. So be happy when you see less threats around here. Be happy when you don't feel as intimidated around here. And learn to fucking thank me. The same people who sat there and disrespected me, ignored me, didn't want to listen to me. Why? Because you think I'm less than? Nah, I'm one of the wisest bitches in this space. That's why I can sit the way I'm sitting. FFG is on a leash because of me. And you know why I could say that on my platform? Because she and I both know it's true. Prove me wrong.
They truly, truly believe that. And so I'm like an obstacle for them getting more views, getting more money. I don't know. I don't look at anybody as an obstacle to me doing better.
FFG doesn't look at anyone as an obstacle doing better. After the things I've showed you, even in my other stream where I spelled it out even better, with everything she tried to do with me, she just speaks and hopes that people believe her. I know better though. Again, she should have picked with someone weaker. Beefing with me is one of the dumbest things you could do, and I'm confident enough to say that.
You used to encourage my videos against negs. You know what I mean? You know exactly what it is. Don't act like I'm doing it to, flex on anybody. It's literally to piss off the aunties. It always has been. Oh, next. Okay. Yaba did ask a very valid question, in my opinion, and I want to answer this one. She asked, did I know Nader or know of him before I started reacting to Chantal? I think that was a good question. First of all, I don't personally know him, and I have been clear about that over and over and over. And no, until she doxed him and I started like connecting all the dots on the things, I didn't even know of him. I didn't know this human being existed on this planet Earth, and she doesn't know how much I know.
This was 2 months later. And I want you to notice the difference in what she's saying. She barely knew him, didn't even know he existed. And I want to explain before listening to this, the reason her language switches a bit, where she's making it sound like she does have more on Nader, is because viewers, even me, starting tuning in more just at the idea of what she knew and what she could expose about Nader. So she started to lean into it. When the reality is, like I said earlier in the stream, they probably just shared a plug. Whatever hard drug she was doing, they probably just shared a plug, and he looked familiar. But let's see the difference in what she was saying. Because literally, a few seconds ago, she don't really know him. She don't know much about him. Like, she didn't even know he existed. But 2 months later, she said this.
What I might say. She might still think that I might just like open my mouth and say everything I know, which I have said before and I'll say it again. I would never. His personal that's nobody's business except for him. But I think that's really what it's all about. And the fact that I see right through her. Okay. She hated that. She hated that every step along this way for 2.5 months, at every turn she took, I was there to call her on her bullshit. She couldn't get away with too much. I really think that's why she hates my guts.
Yeah, Chantal, 2 months later, all of a sudden, Chantal was just worried about what she might say. She's going to leave his personal stuff because she clearly knows things. But 2 months prior, she didn't even know he existed. See, FFG contradicts herself a lot. One of the, I guess, best things she did for herself was start deleting those old streams, those old videos. You can filter through my content. My stuff is still there. Even if it didn't age well, it's still there. I ain't got nothing to hide. I wonder why when you go to FFG's channel, not only can you only go back, I think it's 2022, late 2022, but even in between that, there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of streams deleted. There's a lot of videos deleted. Yep.
My connection to these guys goes back so many years. Okay. I'm not like actively, constantly in contact with these people anymore. The ex that connects me is not the ex that I speak about because of my, my abuse that I went through. This is a prior ex. This is an ex when I was much younger, in my early 20s. Okay.
A plug. The more I pay attention to FFG and with her brother confirming the drugs, a plug. Yeah. I genuinely believe, and I'm not even, I like to joke. I genuinely just think they shared a plug. Like back when I used to buy weed off the streets, because hello, I've lived a life too. I want to emphasize weed. Um, I used to recognize people just based off of our plug, us having the same plug. Genuinely, I could probably still spot some people as long as they look similar to how they used to look back in the day. I could still spot some people where we shared the same plug. Yeah. And if I saw them on YouTube, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's that dude who be copping from Rere. Yeah, a plug.
Okay. Next was Yaba commenting on my recent weight gain.
I'm gonna run that back because I really want us to take in this moment together. I really need you to spot the difference. And it's a huge one, so you can't miss it. We are going to take a look at FFG saying those words. We're going to take a look at how she looks right here. And then take a look at the last time she was on camera. Actually, let me bring it back. Hold on. Yeah, but you shady, shady, shady bitch. But points were made.
Abuse that I went through. And so this is a prior ex. This is an ex when I was much younger, in my early 20s.
Okay. Now, what did Yaba say, FFG?
Next was Yaba commenting on my recent weight gain. Hey.
Ew. 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 Shannon ain't a real friend. Shannon is not a real friend. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ooh, absolutely not, girl. Not even if she was the last pussy on this earth would I ever. Oh my God.
Guys, how's everybody doing? Live from Court. It's Salty Fries.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Hold on, I just need to finish preparing something that I was preparing before we started. I'm gonna.
All I did was put the clips together. I just clip together things that do not age well.
Be super diplomatic about this and say, ma'am, talking about other people's weight gain while you stream peanut style without showing your face.
Those words left FFG's mouth. Talking about people's looks while not being on camera. Where are we today? Well, Yaba was just on camera. Go ahead, Yaba. Take it away. Not only is Yaba on camera, there was a new member. Go ahead, Yaba.
When you do your little screenshots of me on camera, just make sure you got that right there included. All right. I love it so much. Chris, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you.
Not only was Yaba on camera looking good, Yaba was on camera and made sure everyone saw FFG's brother joining her membership. Oof. Again, I would just have to pull up on my family. I ain't even gonna respond online. Baby, I'm pulling up on you. Ooh, could you imagine?
I don't know. I openly ha yesterday when you said that. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty funny to me.
Again, if I respond to someone, they're entitled to their opinion. Please, please, please. L's loser eyes. All of y'all are fat, be so fucking for real. Correction, we're morbidly obese. But let me be clear. There's levels to this, L. There's a reason FFG can't afford to be on camera. Did you just see what we just witnessed together? And no matter if my weight has gone up or down, my fat ass has sat right here. Because, see, there's different struggles that FFG struggles with that I don't have. So, yes, I'm a fat bitch. But I'm also a fat bitch with a face card that does not decline. Okay? There's a reason. Did you just see the switch? The before and after? So, you're right. We're all fat as fuck. But there's levels to this. And FFG can't actually take a fraction of the criticism that she puts out there. So catch on. Like, make sure you're paying attention to what we're actually discussing. I've never pretended I'm not morbidly obese. You can literally look at me. The only thing I try to fudge a bit is my height. I've never actually sat here and tried to pretend I'm smaller than what I am. But today I'm 5'11", tomorrow I might be 6'2", but pay attention. And you really should do it in this chat, because girl.
Okay. Now, next, Yaba gets onto the call with Chantal.
They must be Yaba. They must. Sometimes, too, I ain't gonna hold you, Yaba. Sometimes the Chinians get lost. They start roaming, and then they start commenting and forgetting there's a reason their leader stays quiet. They should probably do it, too. Just my opinion. But yes.
Okay. So Yaba went on and on about my, quote, 2-hour phone call with Chantal. 2-hour phone call with Chantal, But if you listen to Chantal's stream from the other night, she says that she spoke to French Fry Girl and Shannon for the past 2 hours on the phone. Okay. And the 2-hour phone call with Chantal. Y'all, I had a little bit of info. I didn't want any info from her. I made that clear. Don't talk, just listen. I told her what I had. It was it. That's it. Okay. If there's a 2-hour phone call between a complete stranger and you, and then your best friend or one of them of 23 years that you are now on the rocks with and on the outs with, who do you think got the majority of that time in phone calls? Are you kidding me?
And Yaba can correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't necessarily about the time frame of the conversation. It was about the conversation in general and how public and attention seeking it came off. This is actually a conversation I had with FFG privately back when this all blew up between her and Yaba. I did tell her straight up, like, I agree with some of the criticism Yaba has, but I also see that she's very passionate about getting this info to Chantal. And one of the things I told her is, couldn't you just anonymously send the info? If you're losing sleep over this, the way you're claiming, if you can't move forward without Chantal knowing this info, just send it to her anonymously. It didn't need to be this big show that it clearly became. And based on what FFG told me, she did try to reach out to Chantal anonymously. And I think that's one thing I never understood even back then. If I'm losing sleep because I need to get this info to someone, if I send it to you and you choose not to open it, you choose not to check whatever, email, DM, my conscience is clear now. But I don't think it was ever really about that. And the reason I believed it is because she was so passionate about it. Even when I talked to FFG privately, the passion about talking to Chantal was even in private. She was like, no, I have to get this to her. I'm gonna lose sleep. I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, shit. Okay, send it to her anonymously. And she was like, I already tried that. And I'm like, well, I didn't really have answers after that. My main objective was to make sure that her and Yaba didn't start going at it because of Yaba criticizing her. So I was trying to give her a different perspective and just present her with a different delivery while still criticizing her. But I did it privately. Did I ever think it would lead to what it led to? No.
Literally, maybe 15 minutes, maybe. And I think that's even a fucking stretch, honest to God. Oh, okay. So yeah. So many people are now like trying to warp this into like, you're cool with Chantal, you're trying to be her friend. Changing it when you're back.
So she's about to respond to the criticism of people saying, like, back then, like, oh, she's about to go on and say, no, I ain't trying to be friends with her. I ain't trying to do this. I'm going to run it back, and I just want you to see that transition. I want you to see that transition, honey.
23 years that you are now on the rocks with and on the outs with, who do you think got the majority of that time in phone calls? Are you kidding me? Literally, maybe 15 minutes, maybe. And I think that's even a fucking stretch, honest to God. Oh, okay. So yeah. So many people are now like trying to warp this into like, you're cool with Chantal, you're trying to be her friend.
Changing it when you're fat, work out. Okay, I forgot you were filming me.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.
Yeah,
So
Pete,
that's
see you later. Oh, by the way, Pete, you didn't know who I was. French fried girl.
I think with this here, this comment fits perfectly. Goodbye, Kyle said, I've met traditionally unattractive people, and when you know them, they become more attractive. FFG will not need to worry about that happening to her. Keep in mind, there's no way in hell FFG doesn't look worse than this here. This is actually a good clip of FFG. Imagine FFG today.
Yeah, I think Chantal mentioned that you were going to be here.
I can't get rid of her. I can't.
Chantal did mention that you were going to be here, so.
She was she cheered me on, and she liked my outfit.
And ask Pete, didn't I say she should buy the black dress?
Yeah, the black dress was the one that she recommended.
For real.
That red one, though, was really nice, too.
Yeah, the red one's
Get them both. Get them both.
I'm going to get them all. All right.
Have a good night. Thank you guys. Thanks for playing along.
Yeah.
It's just business.
And I guess that's a goodbye. So, goodbye.
What do you?
I don't know about y'all. I saw chemistry. I saw a potential future of friendship growing in that clip. You would never think, seeing that clip, those two women used to say some of the nastiest things to one another. You would never think after seeing that clip, FFG would go home, and not immediately, not the first stream, but within a couple of streams, right back to shitting on Chantal. Talking tough. Talking real tough. Personally, based on the history, even at that point, the only way I'm smiling is when those handcuffs lock. Based on the things that I know they've said about one another, if there's a film, any film of me laughing, it's because I'm going to. It is what it is. It is what it is. I did my big one for mine, bitch. You said, what about my family? You said, what? And you thought this was about to be smiles and games? You cute. The officer probably be like, girl, why the fuck are you so happy? Because I did my big one for my family. I stood on business. Let's go, officer. The fuck? Please. Please.
What are you gonna do on your channel now? Like, literally, what do you mean? What am I gonna do on my channel now? Is for real? What am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna do exactly what I've been doing.
The reason why those words are so important. Back then, when FFG say, I'm gonna do what I've been doing, even after I had that call, because keep in mind, this is before the fashion show. She's like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep criticizing Chantal, reacting. But looking at it now, I believe what FFG meant is, I'm going to keep doing what I'm currently doing. I'm going to keep finding different ways to insert myself further into Chantal's life. Look at the attention I just got off of that phone call. Even though, yes, Yaba criticized me, look at the attention I got off of that one phone call. I could only imagine the amount of attention I can get from other things. Showing up to a fashion show, a lot of attention. showing up to be supportive to Chantal's former friend while she's getting help for her mental health, making sure she posts about it, rescuing her cat that is no longer spoken about because they're dead. FFG learns being the center, being within Chantal's life in one way or another, or figuring out different ways to have Chantal rage meant her support would grow. Because even me, I would tune in. Chantal pop her shit. Oh, what you about to say? I got my notifications on. I want to see FFG's response. So yes, some of Chantal's rage, and this is an issue that I have with this space, some of Chantal's rage was warranted. The way she expressed herself wasn't. You constantly trying to dip into this, you constantly trying to dip into that. And let me be clear, because I've said this before, and I will keep repeating it because FFG and I both know it's true. It's just FFG didn't know I knew. FFG has gotten in her car searching for Chantal and Natter. It was during a time where they were missing and people were throwing out conspiracies. And FFG got in her car in search of Chantal and Natter and went to the location that she thought they were at. How do I know? Well, FFG was giving a play-by-play to someone in real time as she was searching for Chantal's car in the parking lot. Did she ever come to the platform and tell y'all that? Well, no. That would make her sound fucking crazy. But I know this. And I want to repeat, FFG was giving a play-by-play to someone else in real time as she was stalking Chantal and Natter.
I'm going to do the exact things that I've been doing. I'm going to react the exact same way that I have always reacted, okay? I needed to get Chantal the info that I had. I did. Now I move on. Like, I'm not her friend. I don't want to say, this sounds mean, but I hope to never be. I don't know Chantal. I know Chantal through the computer. I know Chantal now with these reactions. This is what I do, you know? This is what I enjoy. Nothing to me has changed for Chantal. Do you understand? I don't know if that will like come off, you know?
If FFG couldn't befriend Chantal, become friends with her, I genuinely believe FFG just wanted to own Chantal. The friendly route from the conversation, they started shit talking each other, but there was another angle. She wanted to be the one and only, the direct source, the direct line. She wanted to own Chantal. So other creators in this space posed a threat, especially anyone who was calling her out. She's weird. She needs help. I don't know what the diagnosis would be, but let's be very clear. Something is wrong with FFG for many reasons.
But how it will come off is when you see my reactions. I mean, absolutely, in my mind, absolutely nothing has changed. Okay? I'm going to say the exact same things in the exact same way that I always have. Nothing has changed. It's sort of like what I was saying the other day. Sometimes you can just put down the arms for a minute, do what you need to do, and then pick them right back up. Yo, this whole time, I just wanted her to have the info. Okay? She has the info. I'll keep it pushing. Okay, this is what adults do. This is what I'm doing. But I did what I needed to do in my mind. All I can say is that for the past 2 nights, I have slept like a motherfucking baby. Okay?
Imagine saying this, right? Here. She slept like a baby. getting the info to Chantal because she felt Chantal was around such a dangerous man. Imagine easily switching up this performance here to later on wishing Chantal would get hurt, wishing that she would be able to see the day that Chantal takes her last breath. Let's not forget, she said that on this platform. See, the beauty in being yourself and being real, you can simply say, I'd never give a fuck about this bitch. Whatever happens to her, happens to her. I've made that clear. It will always be fuck Chantal. But FFG needed that angle. Like, hey, I'm a survivor. I want to get this info to her. Guys, help me get her to notice me. Once she got that, she got on the phone. Guys, look, I did this heroic thing. Like, look, I got it to her. As a survivor, that's all you can. If you really felt like that as a survivor, there ain't shit Chantal could have done that had her change her mind. Because no matter how much I hate someone, when it comes to the topics that I've survived in my past, I ain't gonna wish that on you. I'm good. I ain't gonna wish it on you. I'll drag something else. I ain't gonna wish that on you. Because I know what pain comes with that. But FFG's switch up depends on the opinion of a lot of people in the community and also how much she thinks she can gain from that opinion, how much she thinks she can gain from that approach. I've sat up here plenty of times and had unpopular opinions. I know it's unpopular. But if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to stay true to me because I come before any of this. You either fuck with it or you don't. But her switch ups, they happen because her focus is one specific thing: support. And when I say support, I mean money.
My conscience is clear now, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. Okay, the last and most important point that I want to make today, okay? I am no one's savior, and I am no one's hero. I don't think I am, okay?
She's no one's savior, no one's hero, and she doesn't think she is. That was giving a bit of a different tone recently.
At all. I'm somehow the bad guy for being humane enough to warn another woman, as somebody who was abused myself, to warn another woman, even if I don't like that woman, what the fuck she's getting involved with. Now, Chuckle Fuck and the two dipshits from Indiana are trying to use this as some kind of a negative against me because they wanted him to kill her. That would have been fine with them. They would have fired up a fucking live stream and made some super chats about it, right? I'm the asshole. And I was so wrong for trying to warn Chantal about that. That was said 3 days ago. And then 2 days ago, this shit comes out. Now you tell me, do you believe in coincidences? No, this is just the universe pointing out to Chuckle Fuck and the two dipshits from Indiana how stupid they sound, what horrible takes they have, and I don't know, just again, how fucking dumb can you be? How fucking dumb can you be? Women, by the way, who claim to have been abused themselves. They wanted him to kill her. It would have been a good stream for them. They would have made a little coin on that day. So I'm the fucking asshole because I was so wrong. But then this happened. I had to point that out. You dumb bitch.
The reason I made sure to have that comment on the screen where it was pointed out that FFG speaks like a politician is because FFG will spin the truth just like one. That's not what was said. I actually said a lot in that stream. Anyone who watched the stream knows FFG is actually just sitting here lying. FFG's default is to lie. She's never going to own up. She's never going to be accountable. She's never going to be real. Her default is to lie. She has sat on this platform and spun more lies than Chantal, even over the dumbest shit. We used to sit back and laugh at the way Chantal used to just make up story times. It was obvious. Like, those story times didn't exist. You just made that up. How many story times did I point out from today's stream? Her brother's even out here like, no, not at all. Like, even recently in Yaba's chat, he was in there once again, making it clear, like, anybody who believes that we have any mafia connections, you're tripping. Like, you're just tripping. Let me pull that up. It's let me see. Right here. He wrote in Yaba's chat, I'm part of a mafia that happens to be in your town. Gotta be brain dead to buy that, while using FFG's emoji. And to be clear, for anyone who doesn't understand why he worded it like that, the mafia connection that FFG claimed to have was in Indiana. Indiana is also where Negs lives, someone she was beefing with. The piece of shit that I played a big part in getting off the platform. Well, the part, but there was a lot of effort, so I made sure to credit more people. So the mafia connection was in Indiana. So her brother's pretty much saying, you got to be dumb as fuck to believe her when she said that shit. It just so happened to be in the same place that this dude she's beefing with is in? Exactly. This is the same FFG where I just showed you earlier in the stream. To dunk on Neg, she literally made up a whole lie about living and working in Chicago for 10 years. Her brother came forward like, she's never stepped foot in Illinois. That's a lie. But, oh, by the way, FFG, I'm waiting. Like, I didn't learn my lesson. There's something coming. We're ready.
The odds are, and I said this to her, okay? I'm not fucking delusional. The odds are she's going to run back to Koki. If what I'm hearing is correct, she has already done some. Predictable, if nothing else, right? Okay. I know she's going to run back to Koki. The odds were that she's going to run back to Koki. I know that. I didn't speak to her thinking that I was going to get her out of her abusive relationship or end this. No. That was
exactly. She didn't speak to Chantal for that reason. She spoke to Chantal to center herself. If Chantal spends most of the time that she's online raging at FFG, criticizing FFG, clapping back at FFG, guess where most of us are going to go? To FFG. I did the same thing. She says FFG's name. What time is this bitch going live so I could see her clock her ass? She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. Thank you so much. There's so much support I didn't get to, sadly. Thank you so much. Here's a little coin since Chantal didn't get murked. Get that serum, girl. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And to all the love. I know I didn't get to a lot of y'all. Y'all know how I get down, but I promise y'all I appreciate it. And I put it back into my content. Speaking of putting it back into your content, FFG bitch, come here. Come here. Bring your ugly ass on. Come here. How about they added filters to StreamYards? They added filters to StreamYards. You know how one of my favorite criticisms that I used to get is when people are like, oh, you're filtered. No, bitch, I'm on StreamYards. I just look this good. I logged in today to set up the stream. They added filters. FFG, it's safe to come out. Well, not completely safe, but it's safe to come out. I don't know how to work it. Actually, I wanted to see if I could like play with it on stream with y'all. Hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna hit the button. It's enhance skin appearance. Tell me if y'all see a difference. So this is me without a filter. Hold on. I just pressed it. Do you see that? Ew, I look cartoonish. Ew, do y'all see that? Okay, let me bring it down a bit. Hold on. Did that help? Ew, I look like a cartoon. Hold on. I'm going to bring it all the way up. I don't like it. Hold on. And then, hold on. I think if I click blur, so I'm clicking, oh, it just blurs my background. Okay, sorry, forget it. My bad. Can I turn it off? Okay, I turned it off. Is it showing up for y'all? Is it doing for you? Yeah, it's showing it on screen. Okay, so yeah. So this is enhanced, but I don't like the way it make me look. Ew, absolutely not. I look good without a filter, actually. So yeah, we won't do that. But I just gave a quick tutorial. So for the people who will be like, oh, you're mean to FFG, I just gave her a tip. Bitch, there's filters. There's filters. It may blur one of the 8 chins, but the 7, they gonna be there, bitch. They gonna be there. See, yeah, I don't like it. It looks weird, right? It looks weird. I don't like that. But yeah, just so we're clear, this is me without a filter. Like, I don't need filters. I ain't this bitch. But just for anyone who may have insecurities similar to FFG, hopefully you don't need as much as the help that she needs. But there's filters, so knock yourselves out.
Never, never, never my intention, nor would I ever be so delusional to think that that would be okay. No. All I did, and my intent, my entire intent, was just to like arm her with the knowledge. Does that make sense?
Speaking of, Izzy, I'm happy I caught this. Charlie, no. Actually, thank you. Thank you for that comment. That's not the comment I was looking for. Where did it go? Right here. P-Day today, Charlie. But FFG would need a cam first in order for that to work. So in the earlier clip when she was trying to clock Yaba and talking about, oh, you streaming Peanut style, what a lot of y'all don't know, back in the early days of FFG's channel, she used to drag Peanut, Gaining Ground, Belinda, Negs, a few of them. And I remember a specific time she actually offered to purchase Peanut a webcam because Peanut's one of the creators who never came on camera. Outside of the fact that she's probably always doing drugs while streaming, you know, a lot of people are under the impression she doesn't look good. So here goes FFG. She's like, I'll buy you a webcam. It's funny because we fast forward today and I've seen a few people offer that. Let's pretend for a second we believe that FFG's laptop came without a webcam. Let's pretend we believe it. In 2025, external webcams exist. Why hasn't she purchased one? I wish people would be more real with that. Like, yeah, I ain't purchased one because I don't want to be on camera. Like, I don't want the comments about how ugly and fat I am. I've literally heard a reactor say that before, and I was just like, you're real as fuck. And it damn sure wasn't FFG who said it. I'm going to locate that clip again. I think it's actually Hater Tater who has it. But the clip of FFG offering to purchase Peanut a webcam because she won't be on camera while talking all that shit. That's something else that didn't age too well.
In any situation, your actions and reactions can affect the outcome. Okay? This is way outside of Hater Nation. This is life. In a volatile situation, she might react differently just knowing what she knows now, and that might affect her outcome. Okay? What she does is on her. I haven't cow-tipped, in my opinion, and fucked up the story. I have maybe stopped the story from ending too early. Okay?
Girl, shut the fuck up. Once again, this is the same FFG who literally sat on her platform and said she deserves to watch Chantal die. I just didn't realize back here, watching in real time, how performative this was. I didn't realize. I just took her for her word. She seemed cool. She seemed passionate, but it was just like, whatever. She seemed real as fuck. To look at this now and see what actually happens when FFG gets comfortable and thinks she's untouchable, it's just very interesting to watch these performances. She may not be sobbing and crying and do all that, but please believe this in itself is also a performance. Please believe that.
Anyway, guys, listen. My conscience is clear. It is. My soul feels unburdened. I'm telling you, I have slept for 2 days. You can feel when you're good with you, okay? And that's what matters.
Fuck you. You ain't shit. Trauma Dumpling said FFG has a jawline of a snowman. Where do you come up with this shit when y'all say this shit? And I drag a bitch. I know I'm good at dragging a bitch, but I beg your pardon. FFG has the jawline of a snowflake. I can't stand y'all. I cannot stand y'all. Where do y'all come up with? You know what? No, we need to finish. No. Fuck.
You don't always have to follow a crowd, guys. You just don't. You go in life with what you know is right, what feels right to you. That's what I did. And as much as, yes, I criticize Chantal, I think the fact that I have been watching for years, I don't hide that. I've been watching on her channel for years. I genuinely care what happens to this person. You know what I mean? I'm so invested at this point.
She was too invested. Look at where we are today.
God, I don't take the low blows. I don't go for weight and like stupid shit like that. But damn, if you're going to do drugs and hang out with a crackhead, girl.
Yaba, say less. Poll going up now. I'm going to let this play.
I'm going to criticize that shit. So I hope she takes it more as like a bitchy friend than a hater. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a hater. I'm an anti. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, anyway, I hope she takes it.
Before I put up this poll, I just want to be clear. I never sat on this platform and expected Chantal to take my criticism as a bitchy friend. I never liked the bitch. There is nothing we need to be friendly about. I'm a chick on the internet who can literally drag you in real life as well. Please take it for what it is. I'm dragging the dog shit out of you. I have no respect for you. You're a piece of shit. It was never given bitchy friend. It was never giving tough love. It was giving I'm dragging you until I don't want to any longer.
For what it is. And unblocks me. And you know what? Let me in the chat. If I act a fool, reblock me. What? There's nothing to it. But girl, give me a chance. If you're going to have Cracky on your channel, you got to give me a chance. Come on. Somebody's got to get in there and like Arabic him a little bit. Come on. Okay. Do you guys hear me now? Oh my God. Okay, listen, just saying, I love you, girl. I see all your messages and I can picture you in my mind yelling at me right now. I'm too old to figure this out on the fly, girl. I'm so pissed off.
Now, the reason I left this clip until the end is because it will give you an idea of what's to come. There's a couple of videos I'm working on. Again, I was intentionally my intentions were to make a stream out of it, but I think I'm going to make it a video. So we see in that original clip, the original stream we were covering, where Just Saying's there trying to help, trying to help FFG out because, she's messing up on some stuff. She's still new to, streaming. A lot of people don't realize how much support FFG got from Just Saying. Just Saying wasn't no like fake friend. Just Saying loved FFG. And to see how everything happened and went down, I just want to revisit the stream where she was so upset after Just Saying did not completely completely just shit on Chantal, even though anyone who watches Just Saying, anyone who's talked to Just Saying knows she's not a very combative person. Like Chantal could come in my stream, easy, drag you. Not everybody's like that. There are some people who do not like confrontation. They'll simply criticize you and speak to you honestly with respect. Not everyone's going to sit there and bark at someone. And for whatever reason, and I think that reason was because Just Saying had the attention in that moment, FFG was upset. And FFG went on to say this about her friend Just Saying, the friend that has been there for her pretty much from the start. The friend that also chose her over everyone. Let's be very clear. Just Saying chose FFG over everyone. That girl damn near worshipped FFG, and I know this. But FFG didn't like how Just Saying moved when Chantal was in her chat, and went on to say this immediately after about her friend.
I'm sure you guys know. Anyway, it's why I tried to stay away from the internet today, but here we are, because your girlfriend, she can only control herself so long. So, thanks for being here, everybody. We're not doing any reactions or fuck all today. We're going to vent. We're going to rage. We're going to, I don't know, just be mad. Be mad on the internet today.
Did she not have Just Saying's number? She's going to go live, be mad, vent, and rage about her friend.
I'm so livid tonight. Holy shit. So, what does Chantal do besides playing on all her fucking sock accounts and making songs about her crackhead and stuff? Wow. She went into Just Saying's chat. Just Saying was just live, and there she was, fucking all 450 pounds of her stupid ass in fucking Just Saying's chat. People were licking her ass. It was like the final straw. I stayed away from the internet. I was so fucking mad today.
She was mad because people weren't just dogging Chantal out the way, say, people with my personality, her personality, shit, even Yaba's personality may do. Not everyone's like that. That's the beauty in this space. People are different. Just because I dog walk bitches don't mean someone can't enjoy someone like Milky, who's a bit snarky but a bit wiser and expresses herself with a lot more maturity. That's the beauty in being different people. But she took that opportunity to go live and be so upset that Just Saying didn't react to Chantal in the way that she would. And I want to bring this reminder, and yes, I will be touching on it in the video about FFG and her friendships. Bamboozled ass. Didn't FFG hold payment for medical services over Just Saying's head? What she did is started text messaging a different friend and shit talked Just Saying, and pretty much said, and yes, I have the text messages, I've shown them before and I'll show them again, and pretty much said, if Just Saying just did what she wanted, because loyalty is so important to her, she would have covered her medical costs. So FFG had the ability to help Just Saying, because at the time, and as we know now, what it ended up being is cancer. At the time, Just Saying was very sick. I knew this. A few other creators knew it. She was constantly getting stuff tested, frustrated. Guess what? It costs money. We're in the States. We're not in Canada. So it was an added stress on Just Saying and her family. And it was something that we've talked about privately. I know she talked about it with FFG. So FFG is frustrated with Just Saying because Just Saying's not moving the way she wants her to move, and messages a friend. And of course, the friend sent me the messages saying I would pay for those medical costs if it wasn't for the way Just Saying was acting. I remember the comparison that someone made a couple of years back when it comes to those messages. It sounds very much like Chantal. when Chantal said, I would show you the world if you just fake love me. To want to have that much control over someone is disgusting. If I have the ability and the want to help someone, just because you're not moving the way I move wouldn't be a reason to stop me from helping you. She had the resources. She had the ability to help. She knows how stressed her friend is. She don't got to offer. At the end of the day, if she wanted to not offer, she don't got to. But it's the fact that she knew she could, and she talked to someone else about the ability of her being able to help her through the stressful time of not getting answers, bills piling up. And the reason she's not helping is because Just Saying is not moving the way she wants. FFG likes to control friends. The reason I call her viewers the hardcore viewers, not just all viewers, I get it, we share an audience. The hardcore viewers Chinians, because that's what she wants. She wants minions. She wants yes men. She wants people who will not challenge her, who will not criticize her. And that's why you'll see her rage sometimes. You'll see her rage sometimes in a very gross way at that. Actually, speaking of that, I remember I saved this clip not too long ago because I've been going through like different content and just clipping certain things, especially when I hear it. And I remember, where is it? I remember clipping this one thing, and it had to do with the fact that she overreacted. I may have played it. Please tell me I saved it. I may have played it, and please tell me it's in the right format. Let me see something. Give me 1 second, y'all. If it's not in the right format, then I can't play it, and there's a chance it's not. No, it's not in the right format. It's okay. But let me get back to this and then we can end. But I will be revisiting what happened with Just Saying. FFG is a gross, abusive person. Let me be very clear.
People were licking her ass in Just Saying's fucking chat. I couldn't fucking believe it. And I started getting DMs about the people literally live licking her ass on Just Saying's channel. So you know what? I got a fucking wrench on Just Saying's channel. I went into the chat and I started asking the real fucking questions that should have been asked today and unleashing on that fucking animal abusing, animal neglecting sack of shit the way seemingly nobody in the chat was. Your ass patting, animal abuse. Does that make you feel good?
So if Just Saying not going hard on Chantal meant she was ass patting an animal abuser, what would it make FFG, who then went on to offer thousands to an animal abuser, offer a car to a known animal abuser? All Just Saying did was not like bark at her. That's not who Just Saying is. That's not who she is. But she was upset with how, I guess, the exchange went. And one thing she got really upset about too, I don't want to leave this part out, was Just Saying had said something like, you guys are mean to one another, like referring to Chantal and FFG, because they started going back and forth in the chat because FFG, went in there barking at Chantal, barking at Just Saying, and Just Saying, you could hear the panic and the nervousness. Even though she's behind an avatar, you can hear it. And she was like, yeah, Chantal, like, you didn't have to do that. Like, that was, you're mean. You guys should apologize to one another. You both say mean things to one another, which is a fact. FFG didn't like that. And again, I have the full copy of that stream. I'll tie it together for everyone. She's disgusting. And if Chantal treated any of her past friends the way FFG has treated so many of her friends on this platform, we'd have a lot more to say. One of the most accurate tweets I've ever seen regarding FFG was by Hater Tater. She wrote, FFG doesn't make friends. She makes moves. And that is accurate.
Does that make you feel good to be in the bubble, to be a beezer, and you're ass patting animal abuse now? Wow. That's exactly what was going on, by the way, in Just Saying's chat. We're ass patting animal abusers now. Not on this fucking channel. No way in hell. Never gonna fucking happen. Never gonna fucking happen. This is Boomer Olympics. So have patience with Frenchie Boomer. So I suck. That's on me.
And that's 3 hours with me. And I know it's a lot. That's why I know I have to make some videos about this, because it can't be a stream every time, because it will take me forever. And I do want it to be a bit more condensed and digestible, especially when it comes to the friendship one. I'm going to spell it all out. And yes, I followed a lot through the years. And I stayed silent. FFG is a piece of shit who thought she can control a lot in this space with fear. I just made sure I was in a position that I had nothing to fear. And the truth is, I don't believe anyone does. But I understand not everyone's going to think the way I do. Not everyone needs to think the way I do, because that's not realistic. But FFG is a disgusting human being. And let me be very clear. I've said it before, I'll repeat it again. FFG is actually a more dangerous creator than Chantal. The chokehold, the manipulation, the lies that she has the ability to get away with is one of the reasons she's so dangerous. And I'm never gonna ever be against or change the fact that I told you, bitch. And as time goes on, I need everyone to remember who was one of the loudest years ago when it comes to FFG. I'm grateful a lot of people are waking up, but let's be clear. I've been right about FFG for a long time. It's just unfortunate I had to have a few things happen to me. But please open up your fucking eyes. The excuses you make for FFG, a lot of people, I'm not saying it's all people, the excuses that are made for FFG, Chantal, Amber, shit, not even Rosie, they don't get that grace. Ask yourself why you're giving this grace to someone who genuinely doesn't give a fuck about you. If her mom isn't a priority during an important time, if her friends are still disposable in the most disgusting and abusive ways, which I will paint, why the fuck would you think you matter? Because she offers a platform where you could pop your shit and talk about some train wreck living in Kuwait or Syria now? Really ask yourself, why is it so important that I overlook all these bad behaviors about this one person, knowing I wouldn't give that grace to so many others? Maybe it's time to step back. Or don't. Because I'm going to pop my shit and tell a lot of people I told you so. And I ain't going to hold you. My I told you so seasons are very insufferable. I know this. I know this about myself, and that's something I'm never going to change. When I say I told you so, I plan to be or continue being insufferable, smug, and smile all the way through. I just want to thank y'all for being here. Oh, actually, no, I need to close out this poll. I am tripping. Let me close out this poll. Let's see. Let's see how many votes. Let's see. Okay, so 475 votes. How many cigarettes has FFG smoked while watching this stream? 72% said a pack or more. 23% said 6 to 10. 4% said 1 to 5. Surprisingly enough, I'm with the 6 to 10. I'm part of the 23%. I'm part of the 23%. A pack by the end of the night, yes, but not yet. Either way, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for everyone I didn't get to all the new members, to everyone who gifted memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. I really, really appreciate y'all so much. I may not get to all of y'all, but please know I appreciate the support. And I will be back. Zach said what? Yesterday on Twitch, Zach said you towered over them when you met. I'll take Zach's word for it. Period. I did tower over Zach. Period. Clock it. Clock it. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much, Yaba. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. I believe my next piece of content will actually be a pre-recorded video. It should be on Rosie because I have to follow up with something else. I was actually in the support group meeting this morning with the follow-up parts. I was like, damn, I'm already behind. But either way, it should be Rosie next, and then we're jumping right back into FFG, please. And then we have fucking Amber. When I tell y'all, covering multiple people is difficult. It is. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all on the next one. And please consider leaving the stream a like and leaving your comments down below. It's great for the algorithm, and it also shows me you're going to have an opinion, no matter who's watching. Later, y'all.
I think she is that shady, you guys. She puts on this, like, she puts on her fucking eyeshadow and her lip gloss, tries to look in her friggin' wig all crooked, and sorry, I'm just like mad, tries to friggin' be classy for you.
I love how she got that from Charlie. I swear to God, I'm going to say it again. The two of them talking about my dry pony is fucking hilarious. Somebody who has to put on 16 layers of makeup and straighten their hair every time they want to come out on a stream to burn my looks.
Close. Yep. French fried squealing pig. That's what she sounds like. Squealing pig. It's funny that she has the nerve to call anyone a pig. I've never seen someone so ugly inside and outside as her, ever in my life.
Again, with you, I would say it's a face only a mother could love, but your mother didn't. And she dumped your fucking loser ass at your grandmother's house to have a clinically depressed woman who spent all day in bed raise her daughter because nobody else fucking wanted to. Your mom wanted to go fucking around, charmooting, and your father wouldn't be trapped by your ugly ass and doesn't even introduce you to your own brothers. What the fuck do you think that means about you? I know my brother, bitch. And I know my father too. And my mom didn't have to whore around to have 2 fucking kids.
Have you seen them? FFG has no neck. None. No neck. Just a big gullet. You can't strangle me. You can't strangle me. Oh my God. Goodbye.